You know, I'm starting to realize that's very therapeutic for me. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Tension, tension, tension. You get weird when tension starts to build up. Here we are in the middle of the week, heading towards Sunday again. Can we finally get something rolling here? We need a string of wins. And the Cardinals are standing there. They look vulnerable, though. A.J. Green is on COVID. I know we're not supposed to be wishing these things. The nature of this game is every advantage that's there, you need to get excited about it, right? And then there's a date. Well, let me just get right into this right now. Big impact Niners return. George Kittle, the big ticket, is back. Hey, you know, because it could be speculated that the Niners' losing streak was a result of key personnel missing from the lineup. And everybody says that throughout the NFL, of course, because every team is wrestling with this issue, not just us, but we don't have sympathy for them. It's about us, okay? George Kittle, Jeff Wilson Jr., Robbie Gould. I know, man, how do you say Robbie Gould's important? Because you get a guy like Sly in there and have him start bouncing every other chippy shot. I mean, those extra points are serious, dude. I mean, if you miss from 48 or 52 yards and beyond, we can feel and sympathize. But when you're standing right up against the goalpost and you miss, it really does send rage. That's all you do is kick. Oh, you come into work every day, all you do is tee it up and you kick it over and over and over and over. So when you miss really wide right and really wide left, it makes people mad. Come on. So, you know, Robbie misses a couple each year, but he only misses a couple a year mostly. So, you know, you got to love that. Anyway, I know we need to be grateful for Sly. He did do a decent job. It wasn't good, but it was decent. Okay, well, it wasn't bad. It was decent. Okay. So anyway, Jeff Wilson Jr. and Robbie, as I mentioned, make a big difference at the 49ers offensive production. You and I both know this. We've witnessed it. Dre Greenlaw, who has earned the name of Big Play Dre, is reportedly going to have to hold off at least another week. The 49ers don't want to hurry him back. Apparently, they saw something that they didn't really think was a good thing. So rather than risk running that injury into a long, long time, you go ahead and let him sit down another week or so. Tonight, taking your phone call, though, for your expectations with the added potency of Niners headliners returning to work today. Also in the news, the NFL trade deadline is come and gone, but there are still questions about, that was an accident, about two receivers who could be looking for a new landing spot. And you know who they are? They've been discussed. People have their opinions. Even though Debo was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, the Niners could still be looking to boost their roster with a big-name receiver, like we did back in 2019. Could Deshaun Jackson or Odell Beckham Jr. be possible candidates for the 49ers? Yesterday, the Rams released Jackson after being unable to find a trade partner. Jackson has expressed his discontent requesting a trade and remarked on social media that he is ready for the next chapter of his NFL career. You and I both know that was all about Cooper Kupp, right? Yeah, every time that is his go-to guy. This is why I like the idea of playing the Rams. So I'm telling you right now, Cooper Kupp does not have a field day on Deshaun Watson. I mean, you know what? K1, he's going to be in shape, fully in shape by the time. K1, please don't get hurt before we play the Rams and the Hawks. I need for you to get rid of Tyler Lockett and Cooper Kupp, and then that gives us a big chance to win. Those guys are very important to both their teams, and K1 is the formula, the antidote, the predator, the terminator of those particular slots. Deshaun is in his 14th year, fam, and while Jackson still has deep threat speed, he only has registered 8 catches on 50 targets and 1 touchdown in his 7 games with the Rams. Is that because of the Rams, or is that because of him? Because, see, I'm excited about what happened last week as Debo went down there and caught that shot downfield. But still, the defender was all over Debo. Debo just out-muscled him. I want a guy that gets a step. And I ain't saying nothing bad about. I ain't saying nothing about Debo. I love Debo, man. I wouldn't give up him. I wouldn't trade him for Deshaun. I guarantee you that. Or anybody else in the NFL. I'm just saying, Debo does what he does better than anybody else. But I still want that guy to get that middle of that field. Say, oh, I want to hear that. Oh, get. I want that burner that brings that defense to its knees, worried about what's. You get that. And now Debo becomes completely unstoppable. Then again, you probably say, and then you got Deshaun pissed off because the ball ain't coming to him anymore again still. Yeah, you have a talk with Deshaun and say, listen, we're going to get that ball down to you because you're always going to have a step. So listen, don't worry about your shots. You're going to get them, I promise you. I give you a minimum of 3 a game, okay? So, and now George Kittle's job, like it was when Marquise Goodwin was with us, all of a sudden it becomes easy. You know what I mean? The burner is important. So I like the idea. I don't think. Meanwhile, Odell Beckham Jr. was excused from practice today after expressing discontent with his role with the Cleveland Browns. See, this is the thing. You divas. This is what they are. Wide receivers are pretty much divas in the making. So, what ends up happening is if they don't get the ball enough, if you don't feed the dogs, they're going to have a problem. So we're lucky to have the guys we have that don't do that. Even you look at Ayuk. Ayuk's in his second year now. If he ever establishes himself as a monster, he's going to go off on us as well. Saying, if y'all don't give me the ball, then why am I here? That's pretty soon that conversation gets started. But according to Mike Silver of the NFL Network, his tweet stated, earlier today, Browns coach Kevin Stefanski told his players that Odell Beckham Jr. is essentially not on the team right now and that the wide receiver has been told to stay at home, unquote. He told Odell Beckham Jr. to stay home. Now, I know he's looked pretty tacky this year, but still he is OBJ. Now, he could go crazy anytime. Browns don't think so, all right? OBJ has appeared in 6 games this season, but has only been targeted 34 times. His contributions to the Browns' offense include 17 catches for 232 yards and no touchdowns on the season. Fam, of either of these two players that are not happy where they are, would you pick up one? I don't know how much. Actually, Jackson kind of appeals to me because the fact is I doubt he's getting paid a whole lot. I don't know if the 49ers have anything in the piggy bank left. But, yeah. OBJ, I'm a little concerned with his, OBJ didn't look right at all. A couple games I saw him, man, he doesn't look like OBJ anymore. Okay, pass. I knew the 49ers weren't going to get him anyway, but still. And there was a chance that big play Dre Greenlaw might return to practice this week. It's what Coach Shanahan was hoping for, but it sounded like a best-case scenario. Unfortunately, Greenlaw's return from injured reserve is going to be delayed a little bit. Shanahan told reporters before today's practice when asked if Dre would be back this week, he said, quote, "No, we're looking at next week. He didn't quite get to where we want, scared of just re-injuring it, rushing him back a little too early. So we're going to have to put it off another week," unquote. You know what? It was funny because Tony Nagatani, as you know, is he's willing to trade big play Dre. He thinks the way, I don't know, I imagine he's deriving some of his thoughts. He draws us some good points about Dre, but also the way Al-Shar is playing. Fam, have you entertained that idea? I don't know what we could get for Dre, but it'd probably be pretty good. And the Hawks are probably the first person to offer something because they're tired of Dre beating up on them. But I don't want Dre in our conference, though. Not at all. I do not. The good news is that George Kittle, Jeffrey Wilson, and Robbie Gould returned to practice today. As I mentioned earlier, Coach Shanahan was asked if he expects Kittle to be ready to play right away. His response, I'm not sure. Come on, Kyle. George was probably ready to play last week. You ain't fooling me. You told him to wait one more week. Well, you had to wait because of the mandate of that rule of IR. You can't just leave anytime you like. So I'm pretty sure George is ready. He says, it goes on to say, I'm waiting to see how he is today. We're going to slow it down a little bit. Just because he's been banged up the last couple of weeks, we're going to go pretty slowly today, but I think the real test will be for him tomorrow. Fam, I tell you what, though, if you listen to Jimmy talking about George, that's what kind of confirmed my thought. George is more than ready. Jimmy said he looks faster, stronger. Everything's working really well. So George will be there this weekend. I'm almost certain of it. Now, in the frightening news of the day, which I saved for last, Coach Shanahan added that Debo, Elijah Mitchell, Trent Williams, and J-Dub would not practice today. You know, the name that stands out here the most with me, though, is Elijah Mitchell. Trent Williams, I'm sure Trent's going to play no matter what. That's the kind of guy he is. J-Dub is going to be out. I don't know. I think that we'll be okay. Because I liked. Okay. However, Coach didn't note that he expects Sammy to practice later in the week and play Sunday against the Cards. I had that feeling he did it because I didn't know last. He was hurt last week. Did Debo look hurt to you? Well, you probably say, shoot, if Debo wasn't hurt, he wouldn't have got caught from behind when he tried to get that touchdown. You got a good point if you say that, too. Debo never gets caught from behind. I mean, ever. He's him and Jerry Rice. They may not have straight head speed, but boy, you come after him like they got another getaway gear. Coach said about Debo, quote, he couldn't go today. Hopefully he'll be able to go tomorrow. I'd be surprised if he can't go by Sunday, but he definitely can't go today. D Ford and Aziz Al-Shar, who were inactive on Sunday after suffering concussions a week earlier, are full go for practice. Yeah! D! Gotta have D. Al-Shar, I'm feeling good about Al-Shar, but D, see, if the Mighty Mouse decides to zip out that pocket, I want him to hit a brick wall on both sides. Because Nick's probably sitting back thinking, you know what, I could use a hand out here. We got a new guy. I don't know if you're impressed with him or not, but if you watch the breakdown of Phil by Aponte, I think Aponte did a breakdown on that dude. I forget his name, man. I am something. The dude is violent. Now, he may not get a lot of sacks, but he creates enough disturbance. And with Kasura gets to working on him, he might be. The man is a maniac, I think. If we can get him in there, you keep Eric Armstead from having to go out on the outside and keep Armstead in the middle where he's most effective. You keep that maniac outside, I think we might have something here, fam. I could be speaking too soon. We'll see. All right, let's get Kasura on him. And by the way, conflicting reports coming out of Arizona. Kyler Murray hurt his ankle late in last Thursday's game with the Packers. And a report over the weekend indicated that he was looking to at 1 to 3 weeks type of injury, right? So Coach Cliff Kingsbury called him today, a day too early this week, and that the team would see where things are. Day to day, as far as getting over it. That's what they always say when they don't know if he's going to make it or not. Where things were on Wednesday, it's now Wednesday, and Murray did not take part in the team's practice as they prepare to face us. See, and then you see Fred Warner sitting up there. Yeah, no, we're preparing to play against Kyler. And he's right. If you can play against Kyler, you can play. It's like if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. If you can play against Tyler, whatever the substitute is offering is nothing to be concerned with. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you make that adjustment. Well, Big Show says, as much as I thought about it, my vote is for Deshaun Jackson over Odell, the burner. I would have taken Odell 3 years ago. You and me both, Show. Nobody wouldn't say otherwise, you know? And the media reports featuring Rudy, Deshaun would be a great Niner pick. He's ready to go. He just couldn't get playing time with our loaded wide receiver core. He couldn't beat out Van Jefferson. See, Rudy gave us a backhanded support with a little slap to it. Thanks, Rudy. Jackson. Big Show goes on to say, this is the first, I guess he said, Jackson, a free agent now. Jackson was released by the Rams, no longer on the team. So, God, the Rams really wanted him out. Not even try to get any compensation for him. Maybe they tried. Nobody wanted to pick up Jackson for whatever they were offering. The Rams say, listen, we need picks. Look, we're not giving you any picks. You guys dug that hole. That bed's the one you're going to sleep in. Tommy Huxley, hey, Tommy's back. Hey, Tommy, let's do it, fam. Hey, give me a birthday shout out. 44. The juice. Oh, and Tony Nagatani says, can't call tonight, Ronbo, but I am absolutely stoked for Kittle and J-Dub to JWJ, to Jeffrey Wilson Jr., of course, to come back. I'm hoping for 200 yards rushing against a Wattless Cardinals. Ooh. Boy, if we run on that team, you know. And if Ayuk is ready to go, and George is back, I like our chances very much. I do. Even I don't care if they're injured. We were injured when we played them last time. It's only fitting. So, there's no shame in wanting to beat up on a. That's what the NFL is. It's survival of the fittest. If you can't compete because you're weak, tough. Let's do Tommy's birthday before we start anything else here. Happy Niners birthday to Tommy, best blues man in the Niner Empire. Happy the Niners birthday to Tommy Huxley. May he be ready to roll on this Sunday afternoon. And AZ, we gonna bring down a win. Happy birthday to you, Tommy. Happy Niners birthday, Tommy. Hey, Marie, how's it going, man, Marie? Let's get back to football. Family questions are tonight. Deshaun Watson, Odell Beckham Jr. How do you feel about that? Are you expecting bigger and better things this weekend now that you've got the trios back? Add one, because it could be. Eric, get in here, Eric.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Eric, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm pumped because I didn't know who was coming back this weekend, who's feeling good. But I like the idea that offense looks padded, thick. What are you thinking, Eric? Are these guys coming back gonna get you pumped up? Or are you still thinking cautiously, or what?
No, I'm really pumped that these guys are coming back. I think an underrated aspect that's going around with Kittle is Charlie Warner is seeming to be a really good blocking tight end. That's going to open up things for Kittle in the pass game, and I think a lot of people are missing that.
Good point.
I don't know if he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to be doing what Kittle does and being one-on-one with the defensive end, but if he can be on the line helping out McGlinchey and Kittle can be out there catching passes, that's perfect for us. We could use Kittle out there, Exactly.
Hey,
that is a big plus.
He's been teaching him, Eric. He looks like Kittle on those blocks. You see the way he gets into the middle of these guys and locks onto them like I'm talking bulldog lock, and I'm liking what I see. So yeah.
Yeah. And that's not to forget about Ross Dwelly. We all know what he does. He is really underutilized. He is a pretty good lead blocker. I noticed that. He gets those wham blocks.
Especially lead block, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that. As far as the wide receiver thing, the Odell and Deshaun Jackson stuff, I'm gonna be honest, Rumble. I think I'd rather have Odell. I'm not gonna lie. I know that's not the better pick. Obviously, you need the speed from Deshaun Jackson. I just feel like if Odell was on this team, I know everyone thinks he's a diva and he's going to ask for the ball, but there's a reason Kyle Shanahan's been wanting this guy since he was out of
3 years.
New York.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, exactly. It obviously means that he's going to get the ball. It's not like Kyle's bringing him to this team to be a blocker.
Yeah.
He's been watering that number one sure hand receiver guy.
Whoa, Eric, I just realized something though. You have to block as a wide receiver for Kyle Shanahan. Is Odell Beckham Jr. good at that? I don't ever remember him being famous for any block. But Kyle did want him, so yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know how Odell is with his blocking, but I know he is pretty physical. He does like at the end of catches, he likes to throw his shoulder down, especially on safeties. That kind of hurts him. But I honestly see a lot of Odell and Debo, and that's not to say their personalities and things like that, but they can get a 5-yard slant and take that 80 yards to the house.
True.
They are literally a one-play game changers, and Odell can't. I mean, excuse me, Debo cannot be the only one on offense that's doing anything. Now, I do understand there is some doubt because if Odell does come onto the team, what does that do to Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah.
Obviously, it pushes him farther down the depth chart. And honestly, if I'm Brandon, I just had my best week, and they bring in Odell. What does that show me? You know, like what is it? Yeah, I'd be pretty upset too. So obviously, you don't want to do anything to upset Brandon Ayuk, but I just think his Odell's contributions would be pretty good. Obviously, and I noticed that people think that because Baker couldn't get him the ball, that Jimmy G couldn't get him the ball. But there was a difference when Emmanuel Sanders got here. Jimmy G trusted him because he's that veteran, that sure hands guy, and I think Jimmy likes that type of guy.
Throw the ball. They'll get it to him.
Yeah, he will definitely throw the ball to Odell.
But you know what, Ayuk, I don't know the way Odell's been playing right now. I'm not sure if Ayuk wouldn't beat him out. He looked really bad last game I was watching. I mean, really bad. I don't know if he's healed up from that injury or not completely.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I did see some clips of Odell, and he is getting open. Just Baker keeps on missing him. Like I'm talking about Odell's like open deep, and Baker just can't hit him.
His dad posted that video.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that Odell's frustrated.
Well, interesting. But you know what? He's in defense of poor Baker. The man's body, is that labrum? Is that that's on his? If that's on his throwing arm, I don't even know why he's out there. Yeah, and that goes, and that's also with the Kyler Murray thing right now. Kyler Murray is supposedly mobile, and they're going to throw him out there on a bad. Was it an ankle? Go ahead.
We limited him to like 1 yard rushing last time, right?
And he had 1 yard, and he had 2 good feet. So that's what I'm saying. You go ahead, throw Tyler. You throw Tyler out there this week with bad ankles, okay? Please do it.
Yeah, exactly. Last game we had to game plan against his mobility. Now we don't have to really worry about that, so we just rush faster. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure Kyler's not going to be able to escape Bosa this time. Mm-hmm. He probably could then, but he's not going to be able to do it now. Mm-hmm. You know?
And he definitely can't escape forward. So, and guess who else is not feeling well? You got D-Hop isn't feeling well. That's his go-to guy. Now, if he can't go to D-Hop and COVID A.J. Green, you know what? It's another embarrassing situation, Eric. We have to beat these guys. They're not equipped to beat anybody right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said the last call. I think this is the perfect opportunity to find more of yourself. Obviously, the Niners haven't been able to find a true identity. This is the perfect week to do it. The Cardinals are injured. They're hurt. They still have a pretty good defense. So offensively, you can still find things that work. You can find their identity. But we got to hope for a good week this week.
Yeah, we'll see. Eric, always as usual, good stuff. All right, we'll look for you
All right, Ronbo.
This weekend. All right, have a great night, fam.
All right, Ronbo. I'll catch you later.
All right.
Later.
And it's Brittany. Boom, 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 boom. Brittany. Brittany, how you doing?
Hey, Ronbo.
Brittany,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, it has. We've been through some painful weeks. I understand you're laying back quietly trying to endure this, but suddenly, you got the wounded Cardinals, and there's no sympathy in the NFL. That's too bad. How many times have we been in that situation, right? And you've got our guys coming back into the fold, some of our biggest and best playmakers. Brittany, are you impressed by the possibilities?
Definitely, I'm very impressed. I'm trying not to make it a big deal, but definitely I'm impressed that we're getting key players back. And it's about time we need to. If we want to try and go on a run in a win streak, we need them. We need them.
And Brittany, let me add this to that. Tomorrow night, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be playing in Green Bay. They could be getting their 3rd loss. You realize that puts us only 1 loss behind them. This is how things go. If we add to the misery of the Cardinals, I believe they'll be, 7-2? Things could change quickly. Oh, Brittany, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm too excited here.
It's okay. Everybody is. As soon as the news broke out that we got beat We got Gould. We got Jeff Wilson Jr. back and Kittle. Everybody went to
Yes.
hype mode. So it's all good. But yeah, there's no sympathy right now for the Cardinals because we were injured. We were injured this year. We were injured last year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no sympathy. So
yeah.
but as
we get a chance to
usual,
run the score up on him, actually, if we can.
yes.
See,
Because I saw for weeks and weeks of how they kept dominating against other teams. We were only able to hold them to 17 points.
mm-hmm.
Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we're their kryptonite. So
and didn't we
that
turn the
gives
ball
you
over?
ideas.
You know, and I think we turned the ball over once or twice in that game too. So if not for that,
We did.
Yep.
We did. If I remember, we did.
Mm-hmm.
But, so right now, it's no sympathy. We got to prepare. And this thing about Kyler may be out or not like that, I'm keeping my eye on that because I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes Kingsbury doesn't think for himself. He just wants to do everything he can to win, just like McVay. So
Yeah.
I'm keeping my eye on that.
But you know what? He's kidding. You don't want to put your franchise quarterback, especially Kyler is not a big man, okay? Now, you put him out there,
No,
and he
he's
can't
not.
escape with that little body, and he takes one Nick Bosa slam, one D forward. Don't let Eric Armstead crush him. And maybe DJ Jones with near 300 pounds. I think Luigi's 300 pounds coming down on him.
Right.
He's done for the season. Okay, so put him out there. If he can't escape, his best ability is his escape ability, just about. So you go out there fooling around, clowning. We're day to day. No, you're not, Cliff. No, you're not. If he's not 100% able to move, you're not gonna put him out there. Not fooling me.
That's gonna be major problems, and plus he's down his two best options. No Hopkins, no AJ Green.
Brittany, we got to be worried about. Last time, we have to stop being confident. I was confident too.
Right.
In week, I think I was confident against the Colts. I was also confident against the Eagles, and we escaped the Eagles. So we need to back up, pump the brake a little bit. But yeah, we can feel good about it, but let's not get carried away, especially me.
Definitely. I'm not taking no prisoners for anything. So definitely I'm trying to keep a low profile going into the Cardinals game this week.
Yep. Hey, between Deshaun Watson, do you think that's something we should actually take seriously? Would you have Deshaun Watson or Odell Beckham Jr. if you had the opportunity to do so?
That's a tough one because Odell will give you what you want out of a wide receiver, but Jackson got the speed. Mm-hmm. It's almost like you wish you could just smash them into one player so you get the best of both.
Boy, that'd be scary. Jackson and that burner, and Odell with that all-out. Man, that boy can run some routes. Ooh. I mean, he can break off a route. But he doesn't look like that right now. I don't know what's going on with him.
And Jackson can get open from defenders in order to catch the ball.
In a heartbeat.
I don't know. That would be a tough one. That's my thing. I would just match the two together.
So you draft them both. You get them both. See, that's why I said Jackson, because you know what? We don't have that. We probably have what we need as far as intermediate routes and things like that. Ayuk is coming on. Ayuk may be ready to really rock and roll within the next week or two. His confidence, and maybe he's not lifting heavy as he can anymore, so his fluidity, nimbleness could be returning. So we're going to see.
But yeah, Jackson, I think in terms of his speed, it's a little similarity of what I've seen from Emmanuel Sanders. Because the games that Sanders has played, you saw how open he got
He'd bust loose
in order to catch the ball that Jimmy threw down the field
Yeah.
to.
And also, Deshaun's played with Kyle before, back in Washington, right? So he knows exactly what Kyle's cooking before he even gets to the house. Kyle, I smell what you cooking. Yeah, I'm coming in for dinner too. So I like the idea of him coming in, but we'll see. I don't think the 49ers can't do it now anyway.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute.
He would be a cheaper deal.
I forgot. No. He's been released from the Rams. He's running around now unemployed. For now. That's not going to last long, though.
For now.
Ah,
No, it's not.
Brittany, you know who's going to pick him up? The Raiders. They just lost to Criminal Ruggs. The Raiders are going to pick him up. If Fournette's don't act quickly, the Raiders are going to get him.
Oh, my. I forgot about the Raiders in their situation, so that may be a problem. But at least it's not our division rival, so that's out of the way. The same thing with Beckham. No division rivals, because that's the last thing we want.
Watch Pete Carroll. He's another guy that can come up with positions for players. I didn't know they had any money, and they ended up paying Jamal Adams. I was laughing at Hawks fans all over the internet. Y'all ain't got no money. How you gonna saw Jamal is asking? He ain't gonna play without any money. They signed him.
I'm just laughing because he does nothing. That's it.
I know. Oh man.
Nothing.
I know, right? And he gets paid
Right.
more than any safety in the league, right?
Yes, he does nothing.
Well, anyway, let them be bothered with that. But you know, as I'm saying, Pete Carroll, they come up with cash when they need it somehow, like a lot of teams do. So, anyway, Brittany, always a pleasure. I'll see you on the Twitter. And you notice, and I've calmed down, so I don't be scaring people like ladies that are all over Twitter that, except for Daphne, seem to have been scared of me going off. I'm done with that. I take my medication before I go onto Twitter now, and I'm fine.
Mhm. I definitely love talking to her, but definitely I will see you on the Twitter.
Right. Talk to you later, Brittany.
Have a good night.
You too. And let's go to... it's Tony, the Atlanta man himself. Tony, come on in here, man.
Ronbo, what it is? How you feeling?
Tony, man, I'm doing fine. We're looking at the Cardinals, and I'm going to stop doing this between now and Friday. I'm going to get usually when I have a more cautious overtone, I was scared to death of the Bears this past weekend, and there probably wasn't any reason to be. But I'm looking now, and in the situation, Tony, when you look at a team that has lost all their frontline blue chippers, most of the ones that really matter, you D-Hop, A.J. Green, all right, Kyler, you think that team looks vulnerable. J.J. can't play no more. The team, they look vulnerable, don't they?
Yeah, a little bit.
You sound like I'm thinking a little bit.
A.J. Green is out, you said?
A.J.'s on COVID.
Yeah, well, they still, they're deep at that position. They still got Christian Kirk. They still got Isabella.
I was getting ready to mention him, that speed burner. Yeah.
Speed burner
and they used
Purdue, yeah.
And all three of the guys are quick. They got what's his name? The kid that just Randall. What's his name? But Kyler's not throwing. Kyler was just working him, even more than he was working D-Hop. But they got three speeders, so yeah.
And Zach Ertz. Come on, Rondell Moore.
Rondell, yeah. So
and they got Zach Ertz at tight end too.
Oh, I forgot about him too.
Yep.
Tony,
I think it's even though. I think it's an even playing field now though.
Yeah, a little more so. Well, you know what? As soon as you remove Kyler from the equation, actually, I think it's like because some of our guys are coming back. I think advantage Niners now, though, because if you take D-Hop out of the equation, it's automatically a big drop-off because D-Hop is going to make plays all day long. There is nothing in this world that's going to stop him, And then A.J. Green is used like he's used.
And, because now D.J. Jones and Joey will make it eat. Colt McCoy, y'all can feast.
I know Colt can't get away unless he gets rid of that ball real quick.
Yeah, but Ronbo, please tell Jimmy to get out of that pocket because Isaiah Simmons and them Jets, boy.
Yes, indeed. And Chandler Jones. See, but you know what's so funny? The Bears have guys like that. I don't know what happened to the offensive line. Jimmy had up to 2.75 seconds to throw. That was the average. Now, he's not going to get that this weekend. And then sometimes the pocket was so clean, Jimmy's probably sitting around looking for, Where's everybody? And then he'd let the ball go. I said, this is kind of weird. The offensive line came to play today. Alex Mack
But you know
was
why
seen
that, right?
sprinting down the field because what's his name wasn't there.
No, because y'all was running the football with Elijah. And that set up
right?
that play action.
Oh,
Yep.
Man,
So
Elijah.
that defensive line, they can't pin their ears back and come because y'all running it down their throat. Then you hit them with play action, and then your linemen get to hit them in the mouth because they're not going full speed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Dang,
Y'all
Tony.
got to do that again.
I know, right? Well, hey, Tony,
Yep.
real quick, who you guys playing up against this week? You on a bye week or what?
No, we got the Aints. We had a bye week when you guys did.
You got the Aints just coming off their big win against Tampa. Oh, man. Well, good luck with that.
Next week, man.
We don't have to take famous Jameis. I wish he wasn't hurt, though.
Oh, I know.
feel
He
bad
ain't
for
playing. Yeah. I don't know who's going to be the quarterback.
That's going to
Tony-
be Trevor Simeon. But,
Trevor
Taysom
Simeon
Hill
from the Broncos, yeah. You can get
Taysom
him.
Hill is coming back. Remember that running quarterback they had last year? Taysom Hill?
Is he back? I thought he was hurt seriously. Okay.
He had a concussion. He's back. He cleared protocol.
Oh, okay. So they do have somebody who knows what he's doing. All right.
Yeah. So,
All right, Tony. We're gonna go. I'll look for you Friday, as I love to do, and we'll see you then.
yes, sir. And the Tennessee Titans signed Adrian Peterson. Great move. Great move.
You know, he is not no Henry, but he'll do that. He's a battering ram too. I wonder what kind of shape he's in. Man stays in shape though. So yeah, we'll see.
Oh, you know he's in shape. Behind that, that's a good offensive line he's running behind.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I tell you, it's gonna be interesting to watch. All right, Tony. See you Friday.
All right, good talking to you, sir.
Thank you, Tony. All right, have a great night. And let's go check out on that man who just got in from Chicago. Is the reason why we won that football game is because Emilio and his family were sitting right up in there in the stands saying, "Go, Jimmy, go." The boom, boom. Go, Debo, go. Hey, Emilio.
What's happening?
Emilio, I'm trying to calm down because every time I get overly excited about maybe an advantage we may have, we get an ass whooping. But I'm just looking at the Cardinals. Don't look like they're ready to whoop nobody right now. They really don't. But I don't know. Am I looking too far ahead? Am I thinking out of line? What do you think, man? Because we got stronger, man. Look at the guys that are coming back. Do we look like we're about to be good or what?
Well, we got to take it one game at a time. We don't want to get ahead. We just beat the Bears, not like the Bears are world beaters.
That's true.
I know how some people are feeling. It's a win, it's good, but it's just you got to slow it down a bit. The best time to beat the Cardinals is now. They're hurt. I doubt, but it's a slight chance Kyler plays. But it's just this is the time. If we want to steal a win, this is the best time to steal a win in the division.
Ain't it the truth?
Jimmy plays like he played on Sunday.
Yeah.
We can beat Arizona easily this weekend. But it's just like, is Jimmy gonna play like he played on Sunday, or is he gonna play like crappy Jimmy like he's been to play the last couple games? So, you don't know yet what you're gonna get out of Jimmy. Jimmy hasn't been consistent. You have to say, oh, Jimmy's the guy.
Yeah, but Ayuk looks. Look, you saw him. He looks like he's ready to go, doesn't he?
Now you kids been ready. I told you that earlier. He's not in the dominant. Jimmy wasn't getting him the ball. How do you want this man to catch the ball if you're not getting it to him?
But you know what?
Like
you saw that play when Jawan Jennings. That it's funny. One reporter pointed out that ball that everybody thought was about to be a pick. Jennings couldn't fight through coverage. Jimmy, I think sometimes Kyle's got a lot of those kind of routes, and I really worry about that system sometimes with receivers that aren't actually blue chip receivers. You put that ball out there, it's a risk unless you got Emmanuel Sanders and Debo and George.
I've noticed the thing with Shanahan, if everybody runs the right correctly and the holes are there. They are there at times, but then, like I said, it's if we look at the Colts game the previous week, there were so many receivers open in that game, it was ridiculous. But Jimmy couldn't get to him. So it's like you look at that game, okay, that just makes no sense. Like I said, there's more than one play. There's about 4 or 5 plays that you had about four receivers open, and Jimmy wants to throw the man a double, triple cover. Then you look at this game, players are open, so it's just it's constantly. It's Jimmy. Are you gonna get it to the receiver, or you just gonna keep throwing it to Debo all day? Like, there's no problem with throwing it to Debo. But when it's triple coverage, you can't throw to that man.
As a quarterback, you've got to get rid of your trust issues. You got to boost your players. What he did for Ayuk was put Ayuk's confidence back where it needs to be. So I'm thinking that Ayuk's back off his poop list, and he will go to him. And of course, George is back.
Like I said, he has to just spread the ball around. For him
I know. It's his job.
It's his job. There's nothing, like I said before, and you heard me say, there's nothing wrong with having your number receiver making a Debo. But when you triple covered, you can't do it. You're gonna throw picks. Like I said, good example against the Colts. So triple cover, you throw, and then this game, you throw it to Debo. He gives you an 80-yard run. So it's just, it's a hit and miss. There's no problem with it. But you can't just throw it to the man and just expect him to do that every time.
And then get to the guy, and if that many guys are on one guy, of course there's got to be somebody open too. So you always got to think that way. Sometimes these things happen too quickly though, and you got to hurry up. So, but I do understand Jimmy's fears of other guys. He'll never throw to Jawan Jennings again this year, unless it's like only guy possibly is about to go down. I think we're going to the check down.
Well, technically, you cannot think like that. You got to think. Remember what Steve Young threw to Jerry? I mean, not to Jerry, to T.O. and he dropped the ball damn 4 times, and when he caught it when it counted. So you can't not throw the receivers. It doesn't matter, Ron. What they get paid? What do they get paid for? What do receivers get paid for?
That's true, but you notice Debo.
So he's out there. You got to throw him the ball.
Yeah, but it's just human nature. Debo missed one, and Jimmy went right back to him. You know what? You got to establish yourself, I guess, with your quarterback, and Kyle took Jawan out. He didn't come back in the game.
You got to think. You got to throw a Kendrick Bourne. You throwing the ball. Sometimes he drops it. Sometimes he catches it. It's the same scenario. You got to throw the man the receiver. I mean, you got to throw the ball to the receiver. He's got to catch it here and there.
Well, he's back with
a hit and miss. Sometimes they make great plays. Sometimes you just be like, dude, how you gonna drop that? So,
or bounce off your chest into somebody else's hands.
But at the same time, you cannot throw to your receiver, especially if they're open. I understand if they're open. You got to throw to them if they're open. Bottom line.
You should.
And you can't do that thing where
you did your job.
Double, triple. Yeah. So, like I said, as long as Jimmy's getting the ball to the receivers, we should be good. It falls on Jimmy. Jimmy has to have another good game. He can't just have one good game and then fall apart. He has to be consistent.
He's paid to be consistent every week. So we'll see what happens this week. Emilio, I tell you what, though, I do like George Kittle in the mix. It makes all the difference in the world in the offense. If we enjoyed Jimmy last week with George Kittle back in, I think we may enjoy Jimmy even better this week. Anyway, we'll see. All right, fam. I'm gonna see Friday. That score already. I'm changing it because I know what you're gonna say.
I had my birthday was yesterday.
Oh,
I'll tell you.
Emilio, man, come on, man. You should have told me right off the top. You knew I would have jumped right on that. Let me get that voice back out here and sing again from a man, Emilio. Happy birthday to Emilio. Happy latest birthday to Emilio. Happy 90. To Emilio.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Fam, I'll see you Friday. Have a great night.
Good night.
Hey, Guerrero. Mi amigo. Miguel says, hey, Bears head coach was on COVID. That's why we won't. Wait. Bears head coach was on COVID. That's why we won. You know what? I think Guerrero, man, you joking, but you know what? There might have been some truth there. But their coaches, I don't know. They haven't been winning any games with him either. So I don't know. Because what's his name went buck wild on us on 2 to 3 different occasions. Hey, Bethel. Guerrero.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Bethel, man, we're sitting here. Our guys are back. You got Robbie, so we don't have to worry about the field goals and the extra points. Most likely, you shouldn't have to. I hope he's not out of shape. You got George Kittle back. You know what George means to this offense. Everything we do, Bethel, involves George Kittle and his ability to make it happen. Although we got Charlie Warner picking up that block and looking really good at it. So maybe George becomes more of a wide receiver / tight end. And, of course, Jeffrey Wilson Jr. might be back just in time in case our new wonder back is not ready to go this week, Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah.
Bethel, how do you feel about these guys coming back? You feel like we can kick butt now or what?
Yeah, we can. It just I was gonna call last time, but I heard some rumors supposedly that Jimmy was gonna get benched in the second quarter.
Uh-oh.
That Trey was out. He was warming up, and that Kyle told Jimmy that if you know how to run my playbook, if you don't, you know what's gonna happen. So he stepped it up. That's why you see Jimmy talking to our wide receivers, talking to everybody, trying to pump everybody up, and he started playing better because Kyle
threatened him,
chewed his ass out, and said, "I'm gonna bench you in front of your family and friends if you don't step it up."
Man, that's why
So
Jimmy
I
did look. Bethel,
some props.
he did look mad sometimes. I saw Jimmy's face one time.
Yeah.
First time I ever seen an angry face on. I don't know who did what. If he's yelling, maybe he's yelling at officials. But all the camera zoomed in on Jimmy's face. Look at Jimmy. He's pissed. Finally. Good. You know.
Yeah, I that's what I heard, or from somewhere where I live. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, bravo to Kyle, because he has to do that if he wants to win games. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you got to get after your quarterback, and say, hey, if you can't handle my playbook,
then you can sit down and let somebody else run it. Especially your veteran quarterbacks, guys who've been around for a while. No, I can't tolerate it.
Yeah.
Hey, but Bethel, Kyle needs to worry though, because Jimmy, the familia, they could give Kyle a call in the middle of the night. Hey, Kyle Shannon. Yeah, who's this? Don't worry who it is. Listen, I don't want to hear any more stories about Jimmy being chewed out by you or anybody else on your staff. You got that? Who is this? Hey, listen, I'm serious. I know your name. I know your family. I know where you live. he gets a mom phone call in the middle of the night, And by the way, if you're Italian, I'm just kidding. Come on. I'm just having fun with this. Jimmy has no mob ties. But you know who does? Nick Bosa. His grandfather was big time.
Yeah, it's things. Oh, and one thing I couldn't believe that Justin Field did. I caught it, and you could barely catch it in the corner where we got the flag of possibly roughing the quarterback, and our DB actually got the redemption and got the sack towards the end.
Yeah, that trip up. Yeah.
Because you see Justin Fields do that. You know how soccer players where they do that fake
Shuffle.
like if they got hit hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen Justin Fields do that. I'm like, oh, look at that dirty. Doing something dirty, and he's really a rookie. Come on.
Justin, he probably played soccer, because everybody, especially that age group, every mom wanted the kid to take soccer just to get him out of the house, So, Hey, Bethel, what time of year is soccer's played in the spring, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. See, you got wintertime he plays football, and every kid I've ever coached, as far as baseball and basketball, they played soccer. They were the best athletes on the team for baseball and football. So it's interesting. Soccer does a lot to your coordination, speed. So
when I seen Justin Fields go back, like if like if he got hit hard and he didn't even get hit hard, I was all like, look at that guy faking like if he got hit hard.
Trying to get the yellow card. Is it a red card or yellow card?
Yeah.
You know, because now it's
Red
like
card.
15
Red
yards.
card.
Yeah. 15 yards, unsportsmanlike conduct, roughing the passer. Oh! Bethel, you point out something. I'm surprised there's not more of that in NFL. Flopping. I never thought about that.
Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, I got mad at our defense, you know, for, you know, doing what they did. But I remember, Rumble, where some people said, our own fan base said, that our offense should carry our defense. Be careful what you wish for because you just got it. So do not be talking shit about our defense if you're gonna say something like that.
That's true because our defense is definitely struggling a bit up front.
Yeah.
I didn't know Javon Kinlaw is way more important because we weren't looking that bad with Javon in there. We can't stop the run all of a sudden, so we're gonna see what happens with that. But I'm gonna go. I tell you what. I'll see you Friday. Bring that score with you too. All right.
All right. I'll see you on Friday and. Like always, hit the like for Ronbo Sports.
Thanks, Bethel.
Let's go Niners.
Thanks, fam.
All right. Good night, Ronbo.
Have a great night. Here goes Shannon. Nobody talks to my boy like that. Hey, at Brock Niner. Grown men wanting birthday requests. Again, listen, Brock, don't bother him. I love to bust out singing, and you know this. Bryant, come on in, fam.
Hey, how are you tonight?
Right, doing all right because I don't. I have this fake non-fear. You have to fear every team in the NFL. Things can go south on you quickly in a football game, as you will know. And I'm sitting here feeling a little confident, maybe unwarranted. But Brian, we got a lot of guys coming back. I'm excited about that. And as far as Dre Greenlaw missing. Aziz Al-Shar's been looking really good, so I don't feel a real big void as long as he's back in there. Are we looking good now? Are you feeling good about that? And talk to me about Deshaun Watson and Odell Beckham Jr. Beckham Jr.'s not available yet, but Deshaun Watson's running around out there unemployed. What do you think about that?
Well, I think we're
Watson.
looking good on defense.
Not Deshaun Watson. Deshaun
Jackson. No worries.
Yeah.
No worries. I make mistakes too. No worries. I think as far as the first question, defense is looking good. The secondary, it seems to be our weakest link. It seems like the guys want to run into the wide receivers when the ball's in the air, and then they get a pass interference call, and that's like the backbreaker. But overall, the defense is playing decent. Now, as far as like Deshaun Jackson and Odell Beckham, Odell Beckham, he's probably got maybe just a little bit better hands than Deshaun, but we don't need that. We need somebody who can take the top off, like we've been saying for a long, long time. Both you, everybody. We need somebody who can run down the field. Goodwin was supposed to be that guy, but Goodwin started having some personal problems or something like that. I understand, there's family problems and stuff like that, but, when you're a football player, in any profession, you have to, things happen in your personal life, but when you're performing your job, that's why Goodwin, that's where he's at now. But if we were able to pick up somebody like Jackson, he's going to help so much. I mean, just the presence on him, and I don't think it would set any of the wide receivers back, because right now we have Ayuk, and he's going to get to that point, but I don't think he has the same speed. And then we have Debo, and Debo is very explosive, but Debo's, like, hey, we can hand the ball off to him, or we can throw it to him, like, behind the yards, behind the scrimmage line, and he can take off really far. So he seems to be very good on those situations. And yes, it just seems like we're lacking that one person that can take the top off. And Kittle can't be that guy. And people have made the statements too, Kittle's brittle or whatnot. Well, and I'm not going to put this all on Jimmy, but sometimes when he does throw the ball and the guy's going up in the air, and you go and take out the guy's knees, the ball placement has a lot to do with people's longevity and them getting injured and all this. So, Kittle coming back, that's going to be great. And he does like Jimmy and they have a good, chemistry. But now if we could get Deshaun, that would be really good. I don't think we're going to snag him. There's a couple other teams that'll probably pick him up before us.
And they'll all bid us. Yeah. That's just we're not going to pay a lot.
And as far as like I don't know if the Raiders are above us or below us in that. They did lose a wide receiver.
But Brian, they didn't put him up on waivers. They just said, all right, Deshaun, clean out your locker and you're a free man. But the pecking order probably still applies.
Pick him up, that's what I was thinking too. Is the pecking order, like the team's lower is going to be able to have the first option of picking him up, or that's what I would imagine. But
we're
if
3
that's
and
not
4.
true, then,
the Raiders are. Oh, hey, Brian. If that's the case,
but does it go off of last year's draft?
Yeah.
I don't have all the answers, but that was what I would think of.
I didn't think about that. You may be right.
But even that, we traded up, so wouldn't we be like technically in the third position?
In middle of the pack. Yeah.
So,
but
no, if we could pick up Deshaun, no, that would be great. That would really be great. But hey, I called in really to talk about the guy that got cut, and there's no reason to talk about him anymore. So, how do you think Robbie G's going to do?
Robbie's like, I don't know how he's feeling right now. I just hope that, because he has his moments. They're not many. Robbie's are scattered throughout the season. I think Robbie's going to come in and not hold us back, though. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to put him in a position where it's too deep, where he can't make it.
Yeah, we don't need to pull muscles. Yeah, let's just go ahead
I definitely think the next time they go for a kicker, it's going to be somebody with a little bit longer of a leg, because at the end of the day, we got to have all cylinders firing. But hey, thanks for having me in, and if we can get Deshaun, that would be great. But I don't see it happening at this point. But as far as this weekend, it don't matter if Kyler's playing or not. We're going to win. We're going to win like 34-17. That's my prediction.
I mean, you know what, Brian? It brought me back to my sense as well. Stop crying about being weak. Get in there. What you hope for is to have everybody they have, and then you can go and beat that team and feel good about it. See, but Brian, right now our record needs a little help. Now, if this was like 4 weeks down the line, and we're like 9-4. Then I say, we got this. We can't say that yet.
No, we got to keep putting the wins together. And if you go back and you watch the games, there's been quarters where we haven't played really well in particular. But again, does that really go off of everybody? I mean, the defense is completing pass interference calls. The quarterback's not throwing the ball to the wide receiver, or the wide receiver's dropping it. It's a whole team effort. But if you look at the scores overall, we have been in each game. And even if some people want to say, "Oh, that was garbage time, we picked up the score."
I hate when they say
we've
that.
been in each one. We've been in each game, and if we, we're going to get on a run. And I'm not a homer, you know that. I look at each game and think, okay, potentially we can win every game. And I really look at it and say, okay, how are we going to win this game? And then, there's a lot of faith in that. But I really look at it and say, okay, we could potentially win at this game if the guys just catch the ball or kick the ball and, do your job. Just do your job.
Oh, yeah.
But
the less mistakes, the better your chances to win, for sure. So.
Yeah, but all right, I might get off the phone real quick with you, and I'll call in again sometime here soon. But thanks for having me, and everybody just stay positive, because either be a 49er fan or root for the team, or go root for somebody else, because we're all in this together.
Brian just pretty big cut and dry. Brian, shout out to the family too. I'll see you Friday if you got some time.
All right,
fam.
All right, night.
Oh God. Hey, Jerry. Oh.
Detroit versus everybody. I'm just kidding, Ronbo.
That was pretty good. You sounded just like him.
Yeah.
I said,
He
he never says the Lions. Detroit, the city of Detroit versus everybody. Y'all need to work on your pizza, okay? Stop talking, Don Burr.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah, we do. I like Jeff Wilson, but I don't want to really use him that much. I just want to get him like into the game, in the rhythm, not use him that much, because he breaks a lot of tackles, and I don't want to get hurt again.
Physical,
so slowly, get him in the game, and and Kittle's coming back soon.
Let me ask you this though. Okay, now. The depth chart looks like this. Elijah Mitchell's number 1. Number 2 is going to be Jeff Wilson. Number 3 is going to be JaMychal Hasty. Do you know number 4 is now Trey Sermon?
I don't know.
Go ahead. I was.
What's it called? I don't know why Trey Sermon is not even playing. Like, I like Jermichael Hasty, but he gets tackled pretty easily because he's just short. And I don't know, man. What's wrong with Trey Sermon? It just doesn't make sense. And the more we use Elijah Mitchell, he gets
I know he
if he gets
hurt.
the bulk of the carries, he gets hurt. Because we keep on force feeding him the ball. So that's we should use all our running
he's
backs,
so
not only
good.
one.
Coaches love
Yep.
him. When you watch him run, you see when he's scaling down the line looking for that opening. Elijah Mitchell, the window could be like a hole could be just you can see those, and when running back can see holes are opening and closing at lightning speed, right? He's so quick that he can slide into a slot that your average human being may have seen but wasn't able to process so quick. He sees the hole. It's like suddenly he sees it. He's in and out. Now hole is closing up behind him even, and he's gone. He's so fun to watch. That boy's got mad skills. People, I watched the breakdown from us. Look at that. Most people can't think that quickly. Elijah does. That's his secret. He's just gifted.
Yeah.
How?
No.
But you're right.
He has gotten hurt already like 2 times, right?
Yeah, he needs
Shoulder
somebody to spare him, though. I don't want to use them all. Collins didn't catch him 17 to 20 carries, though. Keep him around 12, 13 carries a game at the most.
Yeah. But, the other thing is, this is a question, like, you got to answer it. Who would you rather trade? George Kittle or Debo?
If I had to trade one but the other?
Yeah.
See, that's a question that, you know what? They say, all right, you got a choice. Answer the question or drink that bucket of mule pee. I'm drinking the mule pee, Jay. I can't answer that question. Yeah, I can't do it, man. I'm not trading either guy. Because, okay, you look at George Kittle and what he brings to the table, and you look at Debo, I don't know. I just can't. I couldn't come up with that answer.
Yeah. But Debo's not really replaceable because he's our number one wide receiver right now. So, and Kittle, he is kind of, he's good at blocking and doing.
He makes that whole offense function, though, fam. George he's more than just a guy out there catching passes, and he does that excellently. And he makes the run game work. Man, I just don't know. Who would you do?
Honestly, how old is Kittle? Like 20 what?
I can see where you're going with this. I don't even
Debo's
think
like
he's
what,
30.
24, 25? I don't know.
Yeah. George is what can't be more than. Is George 26, 27, 28, somewhere in here?
I think he's 28 or 9. I don't know. But, he's almost 30, he keeps on getting hurt. And we're going to pay him like, what, $16 million next year for what? For him to sit on the bench at least like, what, 4 times? Come on, man. Like, I don't know.
Look at Debo. Debo spent some time out. All our
Debo's
guys
hurt
do this.
too, but what's it called? We keep on force feeding him the ball too. Of course he's gonna get hurt because he's our number one wide receiver right now, and we keep on force feeding him the ball too. And, and this is the only game that we really spread the ball. So,
well, you could get a first-round pick for Debo in a heartbeat. I mean, George in a heartbeat. So if you want to go that route. But I tell you.
But yeah. Who do you get? The Deshaun Jackson or that what's it called? Odell.
OBJ? Yeah, I'm thinking I'd take Deshaun. Odell gets paid $16 a year.
16?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere between 16. I think I'm right on that. I think he's 16. He had a big package here. He held out and threatened not to play. So they paid him. So Odell, you talk about guys who are getting hurt. Odell spends most of his time hurt too.
He's hurt.
So
wasn't he hurt this year or something? Like
he came in a little late. I think he wasn't ready to start or something like that. First couple of games, I don't know. Anyway, he doesn't look like Odell Beckham Jr. right now. He just ACL as a wide receiver has probably got to be really something serious because everything they do is with their legs, right? So I don't know.
Yep. And honestly, against the Cardinals, back a lot of like 4 backup quarterbacks won last week. Like we can't overlook these guys because they have Kyler Murray hurt, and I feel like this defense, the Cardinals defense, is better than the Bears. They're gonna apply more pressure to Jimmy because they got Chandler Jones and you got Simmons, early stuff.
But you notice how you stopped after that? Chandler Jones, Simmons, who else?
Who else? What's it called? I don't
See.
know.
Yeah, I
Probably.
I don't know. I noticed people running against the Cardinals.
Cardinals, yeah.
Yeah, the Cardinals they outlast people. They'll go after your quarterback though pretty well, but without JJ to complement Chandler Jones, Simmons is the linebacker. He's gonna have his hands full. He can blitz if he wants to, but we'll see.
Yeah, and I gotta say one more thing. Like, there's a lot of people saying that Trey is gonna be a bust already with one career start, Ronbo. Like, what? It doesn't make sense. People are saying, "Oh, should we have traded? We have gotten what? Mac Jones or Justin Fields?" I personally, I wouldn't, have drafted neither. Maybe Justin Fields, but not Mac Jones because I know he's like, what was his thing in college? He's the most pro ready and accurate quarterback, so he was the safest pick, at that number 3 position. And what's it called? Trey is, I know he's raw and he has to work on his mechanics and his accuracy, and he just needs reps and that's it. Experience, and that's it. That's all he needs. And I feel like he's gonna hit his strides on year 2023 or 4. Honestly, we can't expect a rookie quarterback to ball out in his first year. Like, it doesn't make sense.
And you saw Joe Montana, right? And Joe just came out of nowhere. He was on some podcast that they were pumping up Bama. And maybe Joe just said it because they were talking to some podcast. It was I don't know if it was linked to Bama or what, but Joe said he would have picked what's his name before we would have picked. He picked up
Jones.
Bama. What?
Jones. Mac Jones.
Yeah, he said he would have picked up Jones over Trey.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, I guess.
It's something I think that
you heard what Steve Young and Alex Smith said, right?
Real quick,
about starting a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, what did they say? Because I haven't heard this.
They said like Steve Young said like we should have started. I mean, he didn't say us, but he said
start the rookie quarterback right away.
Someone should start a rookie quarterback right away. That's what Steve Young said, and Alex Smith said a rookie quarterback should sit down for I think he said a 1 year or something. I don't know what.
You know what? We got to go, but you know why? You know why they both disagreed? Because Steve had to sit down behind Joe. And Alex was Mahomes sitting down behind him. That's pretty funny. They'd ask those two guys. Hey, Jay, we got to go, fam.
Ronbo, Trey is going to be the best quarterback. I'm saying it right now out of this draft. I would have drafted him over Lawrence. Yes, I don't care.
Yes, indeed.
I'm saying it right now. Yep.
Because Zach Wilson's looking like I don't know. Anyway, fam,
I never liked Zach Wilson.
We're going to see you Friday, Jay. Oh, God. And forget about it. It's not a Mike. Oh, hey.
Forget all about it over here, Ronbo.
Oh, hold on, Mike.
What the hell's
I'm sorry.
going on? How we doing over here Wednesday night, baby?
We're doing
How
great,
we
Mike.
Going?
Mike, hold on. I forgot. I didn't see G. Medina up here. He says, bring back Frank Gore. Thanks, G, for that contribution. Mike, I'm doing fabulous because guys are coming back to the lineup, and, I'm loving it.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Ronbo, before I say anything, I got one little small thing to say to all little desert bird lovers out there, and that is injuries are a bitch, aren't they?
Michael, I'm so glad you said that. There's this annoying Cardinal fan. They've only got 2 or 3 around the planet, right? He comes on Twitter, and he's just talking major crap. I said, I'm not going to talk to him. I'm not going to even talk to him.
It's friggin' hilarious because everyone they were real quick to get on here and run their friggin' beaks about how, we were looking this and that. Well, let's see, if Kyler does or doesn't play. Let's see how that team looks without their starting wide receivers, without their starting tight end that they had at the beginning of the year, without possibly their starting little quarterback, Mighty Mouse, back there in the backfield, all right? Let's see how they look when they got to freaking worry about all the injuries like we had to, Ronbo. You know what I mean?
And patchwork lineups. Exactly.
Exactly. We'll see how it goes from there, And the freaking sea scum too. I hope they got a real good peek at life without Russ, without Russ cooking in the kitchen. You know what I mean? There's nothing but dog shit coming out of the Pacific Northwest. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And so, I'm just gonna say it like that, Rombo. I'm happy to be getting guys back. I wish Deebo Samuel wasn't nicked up like he is. And you know what? I want to touch on that a little bit, Rombo. Well, let's just say this. You don't have to take the friggin' top off of a defense to be the number one receiver. Jerry Rice was our number one receiver for over a decade, and he was not a take it the top off of a defense type of wide receiver, Rombo. And yet he was our number one guy week in and week out. I said this after the game, all right? Deebo Samuel is proving and showing himself to be a true number one receiver. I don't give a shit what no one else says. If he can consistently be 1,000-yard plus receiver, which he's already well on pace to do
800
this year,
yards.
all right? Exactly. And if he could be that for us, that's a true number one. All right, so if we can get a piece that takes the top off the defense, all right, that would be nice. But to say that you're number one guy or that you got to have that or whatever to be successful, that's a bunch of bullshit. I watched our team be real successful when our number one receiver wasn't a take the top off type, and we had a good tight end, whether it was Dwight Clark or Brett Jones. All right, we had good tight ends or Vernon Davis. All right, and we were able to run it with a good running game, a solid number one receiver, a couple good people around them, and that gets it done, Rombo, period. You know? And as far as
Mike,
the defense is concerned,
that speed burner is not going to be a number one guy. He's just a facilitator. I just like that kind of a guy out there to scare the bejesus out of the other guys.
Who was the speed burner? Who was the speed burner when it was Jerry Rice, J.J. Stokes, and Taylor? Who was the speed burner, Rombo?
Well, it definitely wasn't Stokes. I still got problems with Stokes.
But you know what? It didn't matter because
those guys Rice ran outstanding routes, though. That works too.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just gonna say this too. As far as the defense is concerned, now this week is gonna say a lot. I'm gonna give a little bit of a pass because not only did we not have Kinlaw in there, all right, this past week, Rombo, but we also switched a few guys around. Armstead they put back in the inside for the first time this year, all right? And then we also had Givens who was playing in there. It was his first time back off the IR list. He hasn't been playing. So we had a lot of new guys playing that inside for a little bit.
A lot of shape,
Exactly. So I'm going to give them a little bit of a pass, but we do got to shore up that run defense. If our run defense is not that good without Kinlaw, Rombo, we're going to be in trouble when we try to play better teams.
And see, we didn't appreciate him like we should have, Mike. Kinlaw is more valuable than people gave him credit for.
I won't go that far. I'm just going to say it's valuable.
But because they're running against.
Honestly, because. Yeah, but Rombo, I've been watching Kinlaw limp on and off the field in between defensive series since week one. All right, let's forget about it.
He's got a bad leg.
Let's not sit here and play around. He's been injured since training camp. All right, he wasn't a full go. He's been playing with it all season. So forget about all that. I think we got a good team around it, but now we need the unit to start playing together consistently. You know what I mean? We had Willis in there for the first time. Givens was in there for the first time.
And you know what? It may be time together, Mike. You may have hit something exactly right. Let those guys meld together because they haven't all been playing together up until last week. So that's a good point.
Not at all. Not at all. It's been a while. We haven't had a defensive line that's played together consistently since 2019, Rombo. That's a fact.
To be exact,
you know?
Patchwork.
So, anyways,
one guy's out.
All right.
One
well,
guy's
I'll let
out.
you go. I know you got more callers on here waiting, but hey, listen, I can't wait to talk predictions come Friday.
All right.
And shout out to you, Ronbo, as always.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate you, the platform. Shout out to all the faithfuls out there. I hope you had a good Wednesday, and I hope the rest of the week is good and profitable for all of you, all right?
All right.
You take care, Rombo. I'll talk up with you later, all right?
Looking forward to it, Mike. Have a great night, fam.
All right.
All right.
Forget about it. All right.
Love when he says that. Niner Chatter says, I'm going to pay attention to Jordan Love. Good litmus test to see if that style of development will work. Let me call in. It's Gabriel 2000. That's a real tradition in Green Bay, though. Because you look at Aaron went through that with Favre, right? So yeah, it's not a matter of you don't want to. You look, Zach may be ruined for life. This guy White, there's going to be a quarterback competition in that camp next year. You never know. Some things work for some guys and maybe don't work for the next guy. I don't know about that. But yeah, we'll see. Did we get this one? Chatter.
No, you didn't get this one.
It's blue. Well, we missed Bobo. There it is. LSA. Hold on, Ellis. Bobo says, already made the mistake of trading Buckner. If we trade Kittle or Deebo Samuel, we'll only make that same mistake again. They should be lifelong Niners. Bobo, I'm feeling you on that, man. I like you, Bobo. Some people say, as a fan, don't get attached to players' names on the back of that jersey. Ellis, you know what? I have a real problem with that, though. I can't watch the game without a certain amount of passion being involved. Now, I start to get attached to players, and, it's not that easy to just ignore them when they get traded off or shipped off. You need to keep that mindset in order to keep from getting your feelings hurt. But, it's tough. But, Ellis, you can dawn on that if you want to. And anything else we're talking about as far as guys coming back. Ellis, what's up?
Yo, who are you? What player were you talking about, Ronbo?
Because Bobo was saying we don't want to see Deebo and George Kittle in no trades. We saw what happened when Buckner's gone, and I don't know. Some people think we haven't gotten over that yet, and it's probably kind of accurate. It could be argued. You're putting up for trade. I get attached to players is what I was talking about. I can't stand it. You just see him leave. Buckner was a pain.
Yeah, George's impact. Yeah, George's energy and just what he brings to the game because he's an offensive player.
Yeah,
it would sting a little bit more. Just because of all of the things that he's done offensively. The defense is kind of like they do the dirty work, and Buck was always consistent and holding his ground, and was a leader on one of the leaders on the team and definitely on the defense. And so I think it would be a little bit more of a hit if we lost George. The only problem is when you compare the two, Buck was always healthy and George isn't.
Never got hurt.
It'll sting all of us, but I mean,
Ellis,
if we could,
look
we
how
could get
offense dramatically changes every time George gets hurt. It's scary.
Yeah. Well, if we let's say with George's absence, we won all of our games, or our offense was efficient, from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, then we wouldn't be saying that.
I know.
It would almost be like we didn't really feel anything with George being gone. Because truth be told, Ross Dwelly and Charlie Warren did a hell of a job. And the only issue that we were having was, some issues with the line, decision-making on the quarterback's end, and then, guys sometimes not catching the ball. But the second half of the Bears game proved and shown that, we're lights out when we're firing, and that we have that ability to do that, and that's how things should be looking. And we were kind of underachieving, prior to that. So,
True.
And George wasn't there, so it's arguable. But yeah, I love having George out there. I'm good with having George there. Only thing I don't want to do is focus strictly on one player just because they're in. If we continue to spread the ball around, we keep the teams guessing. Nobody can predict what the hell we're doing.
Yep.
Are they going to throw it to Debo? Is it going to go to Ayuk? Is it going to go to George? Is it going? Are we going to get it? Are we going to? Yeah. Are we going to get hit with Kyle Juszczyk? You know what I mean? What's going to happen? So there's all these players and weapons that we have, but it was funny. I was telling you about the Deshaun thing, and then here we go. You know what I mean? I told
He's
you,
a free
told
man.
you about that.
I'm watching it by phone. I'm thinking, who's going to sign him? Somebody's going to get him, Ellis. I know it.
Yeah. He's going to stay in. He's going to stay in the NFC too, and I feel like Odell's going to come to the NFC, even if he doesn't come to us. With Michael Thomas being gone for the year, look for New Orleans to be a good landing spot for one of those two guys. With his foot injury and stuff like that, he decided to time himself out for the remainder of the season. So, so that could be a problem. But it's football, so we'll see what happens. I would like to get the cheaper of the two. They both got injury problems. Deshaun's still fast, and he can still move around and do things. He's just not. He's not he's just a little bit older, I'll say. You know what I mean? But they both got injury history. So if we didn't get either of them, I wouldn't be mad. I'm thankful that we re-signed Austin Watkins. I kind of predicted that he was going to come back, even when he had broke his foot and stuff like that. I had hit him on IG, and I'm
Austin's
like,
back? Oh, that's right. I didn't read that. I saw where the 49ers signed some other people's practice squad. I kept going. I was in a hurry. Austin's back. Okay.
Austin Watkins is back. Yeah. So we'll be, I figured after that foot healed and stuff, we'd be getting him back. But, that was just, what I was kind of hoping. And, it was a little disappointment that he was gone. But so we could look to be seeing him in the next couple of weeks, getting into the rotation. But I know he's got to get back in shape, football shape, and he's on the practice squad as of right now. But he's a depth piece that we can look forward to, hopefully, here coming in the next few weeks or something like that. If things start to get a little shaky, but yeah, man, I'm feeling good about it. Sad about the Henry Ruggs thing. I know that we was all, Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs
were
out.
You Henry Ruggs for the draft?
I was. Oh yeah.
That really
It was either him, Jerry Jeudy, or CeeDee Lamb. That's what we were talking about mostly. You know what I mean? In the off season, it was out of those guys. But
yeah, it was
advertised. You got to pray for him because his career might be over. For good. You know what I mean? He's definitely going to be doing some time for that.
Yeah, I was going to say his career is over. Because by the time he gets out of jail, how old will he be? In Las Vegas, there's no parole either. And even if it was, you got to come back and go through the NFL protocol. They're going to look at the situation and say, you know what, you got to take off another year.
Yeah. Driving 156 miles an hour and you killed somebody.
Doing?
I mean, he was hot dog and flashy. When they say, when you give a young individual some money, and some power, they go overboard, man. But we'll be fine though, Ronbo. As far as us, I'm looking for us to take advantage without J.J. Watt, with a more tender Kyler Murray. We'll be able to get at least a good 2-3 sacks out of him. AJ Green's out with COVID, so we won't be having to worry about AJ Green at least.
D-Hop's having problems with his leg. He checked into that game last week. He wasn't supposed to. So you know what?
Yeah, just have a seat, D-Hop. That's all right. Jimmy's not there anyway, so you might as well stay out anyway. You know what I mean? Y'all won't even have to worry about seeing each other at all. You know what I mean?
It's going to be a funny game.
Yeah, man. Secondary's got to play big for us. We'll be good, though, Ronbo. I'm excited. This is a perfect time. People always take advantage of us when our guys were gone and our big players were out. So, let's return the favor.
Yeah. Hit them where they're weak.
Message. Anyway.
And Chandler
yes, sir.
Jones.
I appreciate you, brother Ronbo.
And no matter what Chandler Jones on that line, I hope every time we look up, right side, left side, Trent be saying, "Hey, Chandler, what's up? Where you going, man? What you doing down here? Ain't you a left tackle?"
Right.
No, I'm a Chandler Jones tackle today.
Right.
I wish.
Exactly. And they got Zaven Collins. I don't know if he's hurt. That's that number 1 draft pick, that linebacker they got out of Tulsa. He's good, man. He's good. He's a player. And then they got Isaiah Simmons still. But they weren't really doing too much. They were making plays, but they weren't shutting us down or anything like that. So we could just repeat.
We're gonna teach them how to seal, block, and all that other stuff, so they know what that's like. All right, fam. I'll tell you what.
Elijah Mitchell needs to wear a damn rib protector, man. I mean, I remember I had a little, I got hit in the ribs before. But and playing QB, and then I always wore rib protectors after that. I know these guys it might slow them down a little bit, but
That's
shit,
what you're
go
say.
back to the old times, man, and get some protection on your ribs and stuff like that. Especially getting 18 plus carries, and you going in between the tackles and things like that, man. You gotta have some protection on your body, man. So I wouldn't be mad if he sat out, but I would love to have Elijah Mitchell coming and playing if he can do it. I just don't want to risk losing him, man. I'm all about the risk,
There you go.
being proactive when it comes to that. But yes, sir.
That's right.
Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe, man. Ronbo Sports Show. And,
Thank you,
peace and love, brother Ronbo. Thank you.
Thank you, fam.
Yes, shout out to production. Here y'all.
Shout out to the squad.
Good night,
The squad's up in here. Good night, y'all. Hey, who's which? Good night.
Dinosaur life.
Oh, I love it.
All right.
I gotta record this and keep it up. I gotta play it randomly. Thanks, Ellis.
Fam. Thank you.
All right, fam. Have a great night, all of y'all.
Night. You too, fam. Thank you.
And Niner Chatter says, hey, Rumble, 2 tight end sets and word down the cards. Oh, Niner Chatter, I like the way that sounds, especially as physical as our guys are, Boy, because, we got it. Is that Victor Andrews? Oh, man, no, we go. I don't want to say anything about us. I need to be quiet about this game. Victor, hey, Victor, thanks. Victor, he says, I think Jimmy has another good game against the Cardinals. Who was our quarterback when we played them? Is it Trey? Lance, yeah. Yeah, Trey was. He said, I believe Jimmy comes out and plays great to make a statement. Yeah, Jimmy's, I don't know, he seemed to just morph into 2017 against that Bears game. I love the way he was moving out there, manipulating and footing through the pocket, shifting around, looking for receivers. He was that's the Jimmy I remembered. And the reason why his fat head's up here, he was dynamic. So if he's going to go back to that, we got a big chance to win. Jimmy got a little cocky today, though. Jimmy says, well, regardless of what the noise is, one thing I do is win. I said, Jimmy, you talking trash, huh? Look at Jimmy talking trash. Hey, Casey.
Yo, what's taking, Rumble? What did Jimmy say?
Jimmy says, one thing I do is win. Jimmy, what happened to kind of humble Jimmy? Now you're talking trash? So that means, Casey, he does hear what people are saying about him. He's giving it back. We'll see. He better not be talking trash and then lose. Oh, the trash will definitely pick up another level. Oh, my God. But, Casey, hey, he's got his guys coming back to him. You got Jeffrey Wilson Jr., you got George and Robbie, and your favorite guy, Robbie Gould, is coming back, Casey.
I don't think Jeff Wilson will be there this Sunday, though. Are you sure?
He's probably just working out. But his window for practice he's back. And Wilson may not come back either, but you never know. Because Kyle's...
Well, don't get my hopes up, Ronbo.
No, but Kyle likes to play games, saying things like that. And then, I don't know but we're going to open the window up for practice right now. Kyle's trying to tell you, I'm going to see what they look like, okay? And then I'll get back to you. If you see them Sunday, that means I like what I've seen, and here they come. Meanwhile, the Arizona Cardinals have no idea what's coming at them, and we're going to beat them up. Beat them up thoroughly. That's what Kyle's thinking, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about Robbie, though. He's just a kicker. All he has to do is just kick the ball, Robbie. Please.
So what's up with DeAndre Hopkins, Ronbo?
Something's wrong with his hamstring. Every great wide receiver has legendary hamstrings that will go out on him.
Except for Jerry Rice.
Yeah, didn't he have?
Jerry just made a post saying he never pulled a hamstring.
Oh God, okay, so he did. I seem to remember.
I don't know. I think that might be a flex, Ronbo.
I think so, too. He's trying to make Debo feel bad because Debo's out there breaking every 49er record in the first few games or first half season ever made. And Jerry's out there saying, he still ain't Jerry Rice. Y'all can talk about him all you want to. He ain't Jerry Rice. I'm Jerry Rice, okay? If I played right during this period of time, I'd have had over 1,000 yards already. You know what I'm saying? You know what, Casey, I'm joking, but he would have. Jerry played against dudes that beat your brains out coming off the line of scrimmage. They could hand check you all the way down the field. I mean, it was rough.
You know,
Jerry
I'd
Rice.
I'd like to examine the difference between receivers nowadays and Jerry Rice for a second, though, because you know the internet itself has really only been around for like 30 or 40 years.
Not that long, but yeah.
And you know, so when Jerry was a 49er, he had a lot more time to himself with a lot less distractions.
True.
And you know, it's just a different time, man. Jerry, you know, spent his time running the hill and stuff. So.
And I know he's still running that hill. Jerry's insane. There's no reason to be running that hill now, well, other than physical health, I guess. That's a good idea.
Ronbo, I want to share something with you that made me laugh the other day.
What's that?
I saw the Rams traded for Von Miller, and the first thing I thought of Ronbo Sports, and I thought like the ESPN headline or something. Yeah. Can the Rams beat the 49ers? is this enough for the Rams to make a?
I read that. I started laughing because, you know what? The Rams, if they fail, Casey, we're all going to be holding each other up crying and laughing. Because you know what? They went all out like I've never seen a team try to stack their team like that.
They're going to be so bad in a
the
few
NFL.
years, Ronbo.
Well, maybe
in a couple years, they're going to have nothing, man.
They got no draft picks.
Yeah,
because like the thing is, you're gonna have to spend a lot of money to keep those guys. Tampa Bay stacked their team, but they didn't get rid of all their draft. I don't know. Man, I could be wrong. I don't know if Tampa Bay got rid of all their draft picks either. But my God,
what was the first thing you thought of when you saw that? Did you think, well, that's not enough. We're still gonna beat your ass?
I mean, all of us, because we're arrogant like that. If we beat them, it's gonna be
Hey,
Bob
it's
Miller.
not.
You got Aaron Banks in the middle. You got, who you got on the other side? I mean, you guys, how about your secondary? That one's stacked. Look at your offense. You guys God.
Hey, I don't know if it's arrogant, though, because that just cracked me up so much when I'm looking at the 2016 record. They went 2-4, and they swept the Rams, man. So, you know,
I know, right?
It might just be a real thing.
They might be finally. They might have finally done it.
You know, I think that's kind of just how it works. I don't know, man. Like,
you know, they're gonna be nervous too, Casey, because they know what they've done now has put pressure on them to win each and every week. You can't relax knowing that, you know. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's up with Deshaun Jackson? Is Deshaun Jackson still out there now?
Yeah, because they got so much talent. Now you got guys out there saying, well, you guys don't need me. You know,
man,
we should have seen that coming, actually. There's not enough ball for all those stars.
I'm definitely surprised that they haven't made that they didn't get something going before the trade deadline for another wide receiver or a running back, you know.
Well,
bring a cornerback or something.
There's a family atmosphere in that locker room. People don't think so. People think the 49ers have given up and all that stuff. But you know what? If they'd have brought another wide receiver in, then you look at Brandon Ayuk, who's just coming on. He's just coming on. He's looking better and better. Casey, to kill that speaker. It's feeding, back feed. Anyway, now all of a sudden people say, Coach, you don't believe we can do this. How you gonna do? Yeah, they're not going to ask him that, but they're going to be amongst themselves. They might be talking that way. Casey?
I'm sorry, Robo. I'm sorry. I was having trouble with my phone here. I kind of I kind of missed half of what you said here, Ronbo, but I know my time's running out
Yeah,
anyway.
feedback and speaker.
And I gotta get back to my over-the-counter meds over here, Ronbo. So I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
Hope you have a great night, Ronbo.
You too,
And
Casey.
I hope the Niners win by 1 point this Sunday. All right, Ronbo, take it easy, man.
You too, Casey. Good night. Isn't he special? You know what, though? I want the 49ers to win by 1 point over the Rams. Oh, I mean, we'll be basket cases if the 49ers go 4 quarters of that intense of football with the Rams, knowing how badly we want to beat the stacked team of the century, right? I mean, not since the NBA, Miami, God, the Heat, the Lakers did it. Remember they had them all-star teams, 1 through 5. Every last guy was an all-star. You know, you go out there and beat that kind of team, and then now you guys spent a lot of money on that team. Best team money can buy. Not necessarily the best team, but the best team money can buy. Take the L, baby. Hey, Steven. Steven.
What's up, Ronbo?
Steven, man, I'm sitting here having fun with the Rams. They entered the picture. We weren't supposed to be talking about that. We were talking about our own team. But, you know how we do. But, Steven, you got a lot of our guys coming back this week. Do you think our chances have got up? Are we getting ready to run off like 9 in a row?
Probably. I mean, honestly, as long as Jimmy G doesn't try to kill George Kittle again like he always does, I think we'll be fine. Now, everyone was saying about how, like, oh, yeah, Jimmy G's back. No, Jimmy G is not back. Like, let's be real. I still think his passing could be a lot better. I mean, if you're looking at from where he, that slant pass, not the slant pass, but like that sneak pass to Debo, where Debo basically had to like extend his spine by 2 feet to catch it.
Yeah.
We can't have that happen. That just can't happen.
Steven, no, you know what? That ball placed anywhere else is not going to be completed. You know why? Debo, that defender was right on him. That ball was placed exactly where it was possible for him to make that play, because if he places it anywhere else, the defender has a shot at that. So, you can ridicule that shot, but that was freaking perfect. Because otherwise, it's okay for a wide receiver to extend himself rather than coming up short, because it can be picked off. But for him to fully stretch, and Debo, give him credit on that too, but that ball was thrown to the inside where only he could make that play. He either misses it or he catches it. He caught it. So, yeah. But go ahead.
True.
I want to hear what you got to say on that.
But,
go ahead.
I was going to say true, but you don't got to kill your wide receiver to do it. You know what I mean? We're barely getting people back. I mean, we're finally seeing Jeffrey Wilson coming back, which...
Where should that ball have been, though?
Honestly, Ronbo, I mean, it's a toss-up. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. I mean, I don't. You got me on there. Because if you would have went further up towards the middle.
Toward the middle? Yeah.
Yeah, because if we would have went more towards the middle, towards the Debo, it had the possibility of getting picked off. But because Jimmy kind of threw it behind Debo, it switched up the whole thing.
He threw it behind him? Remember the defender was right on Debo's shoulders. So it's impossible for him to be...
No, he threw it behind Debo.
Okay, I got to see that play again, because from what I've seen, it was Debo on the left side of the screen, the defender right behind, over his shoulder, right behind him, reaching toward the ball. How do you get the ball behind him to make that play? Okay, anyway, I'll go back and look at it. I'll go back and look at it. It looked like Debo to the inside, and the defender was on his shoulder trying to get it out of his hands.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, but Jimmy had to throw it behind Debo. The ball went behind Debo. That's why Debo extended out that far. So it's like those plays can't happen.
Hello?
Now, who this is?
I don't know. See. Anyway, okay. I'm going to go back and look at that play. Anyway.
Okay.
Go ahead, Steven.
But besides that, though.
Relax. Everyone relax for 1 second. Okay?
I like the fact, that George Kittle is back. I like the fact that we're seeing the resurgence of Jeffrey Wilson Jr. in practice. So that's another thing I really like a lot. Now, do I think we're going to go on this crazy winning spree? Who knows? I mean, Kyler Murray's out. We're going to be playing against the Cardinals this weekend. He's out. We don't have to deal with J.J. Watt anymore because I think he tore his shoulder again for the 8th time this year.
More than that.
So,
he's got 3 different injuries, and they're all bad.
Yeah, they're all season ending. They're all career ending if you think about it. I mean, damn, dude, how many times are you going to tear it before you can't repair it?
My God.
But, and then on top of that, we're getting a lot of people back who are supposed to be injured. They're all coming back. So it's like, I think this Cardinals game, we're going to see the full potential of what Kyle Shanahan wanted. And then with Brandon Ayuk actually doing good and actually having a pretty decent game so far and having more snaps than Debo on last week's game, kind of gives me a bit of confidence, Now, our run game, though, our run game is kind of questionable. I mean, we can't rely on
Hello?
too much.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, what you want?
Yeah,
Speak a piece.
Yo, fam, you got to hold on. We go one at a time. Don't unmute yourself. Just hold on. We'll get you in here in a minute. All right. Go ahead, Steven.
That's good. No, but we can't rely on Elijah too much because that's how we injured him the first time. I mean, he's injured right now with some bruised ribs, I think.
Yeah.
So we got to be careful with that. And then I don't know who's taking the place of Kyler Murray, but I don't think we should really sweat it that much.
Colt.
We just have to worry about making them.
What's Colt's last name? Colt.
McKivitz? That's all I know.
Yeah, Colt. Yeah,
that's the only Colt I know.
Yeah, anyway, the guy with the ginger, he's coming in to take over if Kyler can't play.
Yeah. And here's the best part about it. I think we're going to do all right. Granted, Jimmy Ward's out with a quad injury, a quad sprain, which is a 2-week injury. But overall,
got Tavon.
I think we're kind of set.
Yeah. Tavon's not bad. He didn't play many snaps. He actually ranked pretty high as far as the performance last week. I didn't appreciate him running into that and getting that PI, but otherwise he was pretty solid back there. He's pretty good.
Yeah. And hey, look who we have to replace Tart, though.
I know, man. Everybody's loving him some Hufanga. Yeah. Hufanga's fun to watch.
And the best part about him, Ronbo, is the fact that he's inspiring all these other players on our team to actually go out there and play.
I know, right? I think
no
you're
one's
right.
talking about that.
Yeah.
No one's talking about that.
And
Think about that. The rookie safety.
And telling people to chill out about the turnovers. We'll get them. There's no point in overreacting to that. I said, look at that. Coming in talking like a veteran. When you got Palomalo as your mentor and teacher, that's what you get. You get Talanoa Hufanga. Steve, we got to go, though.
You work with the great, you become the great.
That should be a T-shirt. Steven, let me see you Friday.
I'll see you Friday, Ronbo.
All right. Have a great night.
Have a great night.
And Eric Salazar. How about them Niners, Ronbo? He says, hashtag we're back. Let's go. Oh. They should be inspired to play some seriously hardcore football this week. T-Flow.
Yo, what up, Ronbo?
T-Flow, man, we're sitting here like celebrating the fact that some of these better performers are coming back to play. I mean, Dre Greenlaw, with Al-Shar playing the way he's playing, we don't feel that sting so much. But getting George.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
T-Flow, is that person at your house?
Yeah. Nah, that ain't me. I don't know who that was.
And it wasn't Don Burr. Anyway, T-Flow, we got some people coming back and feeling pretty solid about that. Are they going to make a difference in your mind? Are we getting ready to win a few more games behind the muscle put back on that lineup?
Look, Greenlaw, he's not ready yet. We all know. We don't know if Jeffrey Wilson is going to be ready. Physically.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's in shape for him to play. But the one person that I am kind of excited to see is George Kittle because his boy's under fire. Jimmy G. So he's like on his last hurrah. So I'm hoping, Jimmy and Kittle are going to have a good connection coming this Sunday because I'm pretty sure he wants Jimmy to play. And as for the injuries of Jeffrey Wilson, of Elijah Mitchell and Debo, I told you earlier, look,
that's really worrisome.
We got to get other people incorporated.
right? Because we all know, Debo plays physical. We got to get other people in. And right now he's going on back-to-back calves. If it's a calf, he can also tear his Achilles the way he plays.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing about the caller was saying about Jerry Rice, the reason why he didn't pull no hamstrings, because this generation now, they live in the gym. Their muscles are getting bigger and bigger. Jerry focused on strength. That's a good point.
Yeah, Jerry ran that hill.
Yeah, because
but he wasn't squatting 300 pounds.
Yeah, dude. He wasn't pushing to the limit. He was getting football physical shape where it's going to take him through the season because he knows how to avoid tackles. Right? You put in, George Kittle, you put in Debo Samuel, they love the weight room, and your muscles, they will dry out. That's why they're so big.
D-Flow,
that's why they will get hurt.
Because it's funny, D-Flow, because modern technology and science, they have sports medicine, right? And they tell athletes, what they can do for better performance and all these kind of things. And you know what? You go back to old school football, it may not be such a bad idea for some of these guys, because look who lost weight and is working on his flexibility. That's Debo. That's why he's not as bad as usual.
Yeah, but now it's just muscle tears because, he's still over pushing it. But that's why, because he plays physical, instead of going out of bounds, you rather go heads up with you than go out of bounds.
I know. Debo's, he's machismo.
So that's what he has to learn. He's like a quarterback. He's like a quarterback where it says, hey, you have to learn how to slide. Basically, just go out of bounds. You don't need to get hurt.
And you don't have to fight. Once you get in a grip of guys, if they got you, okay. If you could still break the tackle and run, but don't stand there and wrestle with no dude. That's how you pull and hurt your legs too.
Yeah, that's how you get injuries, or if not, other people comes, rolls over your ankle.
And they're going to hit you while you stood up like that. Injury. Exactly. Yeah. Common sense.
Yeah, so, and not only that, this game should be a good game for Jimmy because there's a lot of, actually not just for Jimmy, just for the 49ers in general, because they got some of their star players out. They weren't there like the first time we played them when they were full healthy. Yeah. We're the ones who injured Murray, who started injuring Murray, hitting him, just knocking him out.
Yeah.
And now, what? Even if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. He's going to be scared of Bosa. Once you see Bosa and and all those lines coming, he's going to get scared because he did say the one defense that scares him is the 49ers D line.
See, that's why I know he ain't playing. He ain't playing Sunday.
Yeah.
If he's not 100%, he can't run and escape. Why would he play? And why would Kingsbury let him play?
And that and also the pass rush is not going to be the same. So like the way Trey had, where he had to use his mobility to exit out of the pocket. And I hope we see exactly what you're saying, more 2017 Jimmy G rollouts, bootlegs, naked bootlegs, play action pass bootlegs. The more of those, because that's where he excels at. But I don't know why Shanahan don't even see it. And this is just for the fans of all the Niner fans, where they say for mortgaging your future for picks. All right, for the past, let's say we'll say post Jim Harbaugh, Niners were 2-4, 6-10, 4-12, 3-13, 6-10. All right, post Jim Harbaugh.
And
we had draft picks
that you memorized. You got that written down, right?
Oh yeah, I have it written down.
Okay, that's amazing.
Right? Yeah, and so now we go to the LA. Even though we do own them on the head-to-head matches, we can't say they're mortgaging their future because we're gonna go 2017. We'll go 2017, where that's when they started trading all the draft picks, getting all their players. Right? They had 11-5, 13.
Who you talking about, man? Rams, yeah, okay.
The Rams, because everybody's saying like the Rams are mortgaging their future.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right?
Go ahead.
The Rams are 11-5, 13-3, 9-7, and 10-6. So which ones would you rather have?
How many years is that?
A winning season?
Was that 5 years?
That's since 5 years. Okay. And ever since they had McVay, they were trading everybody, right? They were getting all kinds of players traded, getting Indomitian,
from the very first year,
getting that player. Yeah, from the very first year. And they had all winning seasons. So we can't say we know what we're doing because we only had one winning season under Shanahan. Right? Post Jim Harbaugh, we still have no winning season. So like I don't get where the fans are saying, oh yeah, well, you know, oh they don't know like what they're doing. Is like, do we know what we're doing? Because we haven't had a winning season yet, and as of right now, we still don't even have a winning season. So like I don't get the logic of it because draft picks are not guaranteed. Players who played the game, they're guaranteed. We know what they can do.
You know, that's an excellent
we all
point.
knew
We need to have a whole show on that. You know why? Because we've had more picks that had to leave before their rookie contract was even over.
Exactly.
That ain't even funner. We're out of time now, though.
Yeah.
But that's an excellent subject matter. We do need to spend some time on that and get the arguments from both sides of the table. You know what? When I put that on Twitter yesterday, and I said, you know what? Is this sustainable what the Rams are doing each and every year, getting rid of all their draft picks and just bringing in blue chip players? And you just named off every year. They're in the playoff hunt each and every year and went to the Super Bowl once. So
went to the exact. And not only that, what season would you rather have? Winning seasons or losing seasons? So that's all I just got to say.
But you know what, though? They've been to the Super Bowl just as many times as we have. And
yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true.
So then there is that argument.
Again,
but yeah,
it's just the argument of we have that one Super Bowl, but after that, the year after we look horrible. We look,
and the Rams are still competing. The Hawks do the same thing.
And the Rams are still competing.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing.
So like that's why I don't get some of the logic of people. Like, dude, like come on.
Devo, on your behalf, we're gonna have that night.
We own the Rams.
We're gonna have that night.
We own the Rams.
There you go. Well, that's the fun thing. All right, D-Flow. I'm gonna see you Friday.
All right, Ronbo, have a good one.
You too. Yeah, D-Flow brings even when I think about that, it pisses me off because the Rams have competed every year since McVay's been there. And why? Because they have no boundaries for what they do in the offseason. And Naj.
Ronbo.
Nudge. What's up, fam?
What's going on, man? Not much.
Yeah, I'm just sitting back here tripping. Is it because T-Flow's got to be tripping, man? Because, we like to laugh at the Rams, right? Because the Rams be doing all kind of wild-ass stuff, right? But you know what? It's funny because what he just pointed out is absolutely true. The Rams are a force each and every year. And just when you think they're about to fall off the cliff, they come roaring in now talking about the Rams are picked as a favorite to win the Super Bowl 2020. I said, damn, how? And then they pick up Von Miller while we're sitting there talking. Oh, man.
I don't know what they getting.
God. Freaks me out. But Naj, that's all right, because we got some of our best guys coming back, and we can feel good about that. Because, Naj, the bottom line is this. Execution is what wins. Your talent needs to be good. But if you're out there fumbling around, ain't got no chemistry, you can get all them dudes, like Deshaun Jackson said, look, I'm going to go, y'all don't really need me. So pretty soon you get that issue. And this is the first time the Rams had this problem. So I'm waiting to see what happens next.
What happened with Deshaun
Jackson, I'm sorry. I keep getting them. I keep my Deshaun's mixed up. Jackson. Yeah, Jackson just said, I'm out of here. And the Rams said, cool. The Rams just said, cool. We're using you anyway. That's cold.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not worried about them for real. They do this every year.
We still beat them. We beat them last 2 out of 3 years. And one of our teams wasn't no good. Oh. Anyway, you got Kittle coming back. Wilson Jr. maybe. Although these guys are just getting back, so maybe not. Robbie Gould is back, so you wouldn't have to worry about every time Slide runs out on the field. Oh man, here he comes. So
but Robbie been missing him too, though. That's the thing.
I know.
I don't know what he been doing during practice because he been missing field goals too.
I think he's an alcoholic. Cause or either that, or he just smokes too much weed before the game or something. Because Robbie, man, the dude is too chill. I mean, think about that, Raj. Imagine your field goal kicker. 49ers couldn't win it all. Robbie Gould's trotting on the field. You need to be a kicker, you need to be under the influence of something. My nerves would be killing me. All right, Ronbo, It's
For
only
sure.
35 yards, man, and we got this game. Let's go. Oh, man, I see my legs will just start shaking as I'm running out on the field. I got to make this.
Everybody counting on you.
Oh, my God. That is insanely crazy.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, but versus Arizona, we should win that one most definitely. Then who we play after that?
Do we play the Hawks? Wait.
Oh, we play the Hawks. Yeah, that should be a win. We gotta beat them. We usually always beat them the second time though. We don't beat them the first time, but we usually. Yeah. Not last year though. Last year we got swept, but.
Yeah, well, you know what?
won
I don't even think about last year when I'm thinking about the 49ers now. Last year never happened in my mind. Seriously, man, it was just ridiculous. Everybody got hurt. I thought Shanahan was gonna get hurt. Everybody, even the coaches, everybody got hurt. Strange.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Well, most definitely a weird year, but we're gonna need some of them players to start staying healthy. That's the thing about Jimmy, though. I think he the reason Kittle be getting hurt all the time. For real.
Well, that one time, that was definitely Jimmy. But sometimes George is getting hurt on plays. Well, is it always on a passing play that George is getting hurt? Because when he got hurt this last time, somebody blasted his calves. Or he pulled it or strained it or something. Yeah. But you know what's so funny? Because everybody says that Jimmy throws the ball too high to him. When you look around the league, you know all quarterbacks do that?
For real?
Try to remember. Every now and then you see the quarterback put the ball down where it should be, near the chest area or something like that to catch it. But I think 7 out of 10 throws, you see the receiver having to jump up to get it. Because the velocity that ball is flying, I think sometimes that's a natural occurrence. The more gently the ball is thrown, it can stay on a level. But if you throw that ball like these NFL quarterbacks do it, it sails. I guess you get that down where you can put that ball, maybe throw it a lower trajectory. Don't throw it up around the shoulder, and maybe it comes off right. But I see that all over the league because when people start talking about throw the ball too high, I start looking around other games. You know what? Every quarterback in the league does.
Everybody. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff that Jimmy do that a whole bunch of other quarterbacks do that people don't talk about, like the short passes and screen passes.
Yeah.
Like I'm always watch Brady do it. Watching Mac Jones do it.
NFL defenses, you got to be careful because people don't give enough respect to defenses. You'll be just bombing every defense in the league like it's easy to do. That's get your butt picked off. Look at Tom, man. He got picked 6 the other day, lost. I like seeing Brady do that. I said, Tom, you get a little arrogant out there, man. You just throw the ball anywhere you want to, huh? But
it's only a few quarterbacks that do, and even them, like, they don't even throw it like that all the time. It's just people watching ESPN and thinking
highlights.
That's what the league about. Like that's not even the league for real.
You can set you got to set that pass up is what it is. You don't be just throwing it to be throwing it. Now some Brady does do it sometimes because but look who he's got. He's got AB and Mike. What's it, Williams? Yeah, he's got them receivers.
Mike
Evans. Yeah, he's got those receivers that are going to probably win 1-on-1. So if you just throw that ball deep,
most of the time.
Yeah, and especially Williams. Evans. So he's got this ideal receivers. This is why I'm always crying about getting a deep threat. I don't know who is the deep threat until they get into the NFL. But you got to take defenses apart nowadays. Everybody's going West Coast offense pretty much, for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, we do need that deep threat just because that's what Kyle likes. But I don't know. I like the receivers how we are now. What you think about Odell? If they release him, what you think? You think we should get him?
When's the last time Odell lasted more than 3 or 4 games, huh? Odell's the snake's done. I think how old is he now? He's down to the age now where those injury occurrences are probably going to pick up, right? But Odell's bad.
But you gotta think
he's really good.
He messed his ankle up with New York, and then he tore his ACL with Cleveland.
Didn't he have anything else before that? Because it seems like everything he gets takes him out for long periods of time.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because he hurt his ankle in 2018.
Yeah.
With the Giants, and then he played the full year the next year with Cleveland.
That's right, huh?
When Baker was a rookie, he played the full year. Then the second year,
so I guess
he tore his ACL.
He's no worse than anybody
But that
else.
was in the middle of the season, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably no worse than anybody else. Kyle's trying his hardest to get him, remember? And the Giants said, "No, man, we ain't trading with y'all, man. We'll work with Cleveland, man. Stop calling here, because it's a tradition between the Giants and the 49ers not to deal." So John didn't know about that, so that's why.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, that's true. This goes back to Parcells versus Walsh. They don't, man. It's deep seated too. Anyway,
It's deep.
It's serious, dude. Raiders can't make no deal with the Raiders. You notice that?
Oh yeah, can't.
Yeah.
Can't do nothing with them.
So, anyway, fam, I tell you what, I'm going to see you Friday nights. Always great to hear from you.
Say that, yes, sir.
All right, Nudge.
All right.
Oh, man, now we got it. Man, guys, don't let Texas boy get away with talking trash. Now that they're winning games, here comes TB. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on the show.
Ronbo, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It sounds like you're on a megaphone, but I can hear you.
Hang on, just 1 second. Hang on.
All right. Yeah, see, Dallas Cowboys, I got a feeling the second half is going to smell bad. If the Cowboys start declining.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right, Show, go ahead. Let me have it, man. I don't even have to brief you, man. What's up?
So, as far as the Deshaun Jackson, Odell Beckham, I just mentioned earlier that I would rather have Deshaun Jackson because of the speed factor, and he's way faster than Emmanuel Sanders is, even at his age now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think if we had just Deshaun Jackson rather than Emmanuel Sanders in that Super Bowl, Deshaun Jackson would have reached that ball that Jimmy threw, and he would have caught that.
Oh, yeah, with ease.
Hands down, no question.
Yeah.
So that's what we're missing. I mean, and a corner, of course, and right guard, but we opted to choose another lineman, which is something that we really don't. That's something that we don't need. Like, we need another hole in our head. That's another piece that we're missing on our offense. Is somebody who can top off that defense and make our offense more respectable. And that's what Deshaun Jackson gives you.
But you heard the argument earlier. Mike brought up the fact that Jerry Rice didn't need that element to his game. Now, I think Jerry Rice was very unique. I mean, we're talking about one of the greatest receivers of all time. Michael Irvin, same thing. Those guys played in a generation that there weren't that many fleet-footed safeties and corners either. So,
but their talent levels
are
totally different than Deshaun Jackson's. Irvin and Rice are more possession chain movers.
True.
Deshaun Jackson gives you that speed factor.
A
whole nother element on your offense. We're already a fast offense, and we just lack that receiver that stretches the field.
And if nothing else, the facilitator. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. You have to have that guy that makes the defense go into a panic, So 11, get back. You want to hear that. Yeah,
Exactly. We have Mohamed Sanu, we have Debo, and we have Ayuk. They're all chain and possession receivers. We don't have that person who can stretch the field right now, and that's what Deshaun would bring to this offense. We have fast running backs. I mean, that'll stretch the field, but we need that receiver.
Yeah.
And I want people to shut up and quiet down about, Jimmy doesn't have a deep ball. Well, he doesn't have a deep threat receiver to throw it to. You know, like
JLC, and I have been crying about a deep threat receiver. People don't equate the two. They think just throwing the ball downfield is just nothing but just throw it downfield. There are those who actually think that way. So yeah, you got to have that guy.
That's not what.
Go ahead.
No, that run, our run game would help out that deep threat receiver a lot too.
Oh yeah.
It would open up the play action pass like no other. I mean, you have no idea how much he would help. So, and as far as Jeffrey Wilson Jr. goes, I don't even think any of us are missing him right now with the way Elijah Mitchell is playing.
I know.
Like, you know.
But I'm worried about Elijah.
To me,
he's not a big, strong guy. You know, he needs to be spelled. I don't know if we should be running him 17 and 18 times a game though. Look at he's laid up again. He was laid up a couple of weeks ago. You know, he needs to be down around 13 or 14 carries because they're all quality carries.
Yeah.
So
that's another reason why we need Sean Jackson to take that load off of Elijah Mitchell's back. And that's why it's important to bring Kittle back too, because that helps out a lot too. Like, you know, like our offense is not right now. We're relying way too heavily on the run, and we don't have enough weapons out there to spread them. I mean, there are weapons out there, but they're not being utilized right.
Mm-hmm.
Ayuk isn't even being utilized at all.
Mm-hmm. And up until last week.
So,
yeah.
And that's why I think it would be great to add another veteran to this mix to dial it up more and make the offense go more.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
especially when there's experience in Kyle's offense. Exactly.
Yeah. Didn't Deshaun Jackson work with Kyle Shanahan before?
In Washington.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
Him and
Kyle, he would be another plug and play.
Yeah.
Right away. He wouldn't have to learn the playbook.
No. He's ready to roll. So, you know, him and Gabriel, not Gabriel, what's the guy that Kyle brought with him from Washington? No, the tough guy. Also possession receiver. Oh God, our names always slip out. You know what I'm talking about.
Is he with us now or?
No, he quit. He retired 2 years ago. The first year receiver we had, 2017.
Oh, Taylor. Oh.
No, not him. It slips you, huh? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Garcon.
Yeah, Pierre. Yeah, it was Pierre and Deshaun, and they were. I mean, both of them had 1,000 yards. That's how your receivers complement each other. Exactly. So, anyway.
So I think it would be beneficial for our offense, and maybe it would help us get over the hump. I don't know, but we need something going.
It'll stop the crowding. And now you got with Kyle's schemes and slants and everything else. Oh, now that's how come George Kittle had the season he had. Marquise Goodwin was with that last year, remember? And he was cutting off of Marquise's tail, and the defense was chasing Marquise down the field. You let him get loose, and you're dead meat, right? And George was just boom, hitting him pretty. So
that's how George bursted onto the scene with Marquise there.
Yeah.
Imagine Deshaun Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I would have taken Odell three years ago, but now he said one more injury and he's done.
I know, and that's
why
right,
he wants his release. You know, you got to worry about that too. Like, is he mentally here all the way? It doesn't sound like it. I mean, these injuries you can only have so many injuries, and
Beckham Jr.
You're done.
He's the kind of guy that you can tell he gets bored too. He's got that diva-tude like crazy. So,
anyways.
All right,
All right, shout out to the TNT fam.
Thanks, fam.
All right.
And appreciate
Take
you
care.
know this. We'll see you Friday.
All right.
All right. And we're getting a lot of show this year. You know, nobody just, after the draft, the show's pretty much through. Now he's in here all the time. I love it. Shabazz! Have we talked to Shabazz since the game? I think we did, right? Where is Shabazz? Shabazz.
Ronbo.
Here you are.
Ronbo.
Shabazz, man.
Yeah,
Come on in, man. Shabazz, have I talked to you since the game? You just got back in from Chicago?
No, you haven't.
I didn't think so.
You haven't talked to me.
Yeah, you called it right, too.
And then I tell you we was going to take care of that business, Ronbo.
I took care of it, too.
No.
I know you was delighted.
I cut my teeth on Chicago, man. I didn't know what to do with myself.
It was a mini Super Bowl for me, so I'm happy. I can't complain.
But you know what's worse in the first half, Shabazz? The 49ers tried their best to mess up, but they finally got it together. And when they did, then they became unstoppable in that second half. I was delighted. So.
Yeah, it was good. I'm glad we won that game, Ronbo.
But that's just the beginning.
I'm glad we won that game.
You got to put some more together.
And we're gonna be okay. And we're gonna be okay. Like I told you, I talked to you Friday before I flew out. And I told you I'm not complaining. I'm not worried about nothing. I'm not complaining going forward. And we played the Cardinals, and after the Cardinals, I heard somebody saying, who do we play next? The Rams. But you know what, Ronbo, I realized.
It's not the Hawks, it's the Rams. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rams can be beat. And I thought about it, and this ain't going to sound logical to a lot of people, but it is logical when you think about it. I'm a Madden player. Somebody said, well, what is it? What does that equate to? It equates to one thing. That Rams defense is built like that Buccaneers defense from 2001 with John Lynch. And you heard the Verdict talk about it. The Saints, who's in a division, beat them twice because Deuce McAllister pounded the ball. Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and the rest of them lazy pass rushers don't want to deal with the Rams. Now, are they great pass rushers? They are. But we got the best run blocking offensive line in the NFL. And if Shanahan does what I think he can do these next 2 weeks, if we pound the rock, just like we did 19,
every time
we'll
we play
beat
them.
Yep. Every time we play them.
Mm-hmm.
Those lazy jokers, including Von Miller, they don't want to deal with no run. Mm-hmm. And it reminds me of that Tampa Bay team. They was built for speed and they was little up front. They don't want to deal with no run. They never want to deal with no run, period. So, again, it's Shanahan's play calling. Mm-hmm. It ain't got nothing to do. You can, like everybody say, you can add up all them pass rushers. All they good for is running past somebody, and all of them ain't going to get past our left tackle if he's healthy. We got the best left tackle in the NFL. Yep. We know that. Mm-hmm. But the most important thing is run that thing up the middle, like Frank Gore said. Mm-hmm. Run it on up the middle. Bring the heat where the heat deserves. And I was noticing it, like I said, today I was playing Madden, and I'm just watching Williams, Mack, Lincoln. I'm pancaking the Rams. So if anybody listening, you play Madden, just run it up the middle. They cannot deal with the run at all. They can't. And I was like, wow, this is kind of like real life. That's all you got to do to beat them. This is like real life. Run that ball.
And Shabazz, remember when Aaron Donald was sitting up there looking like somebody peed on him in that press conference? I couldn't stop laughing. And Aaron, 0 sacks today. They kept running the ball.
Yeah. Kept running the ball. That's
Aaron,
right.
Okay, because now we know what to do to neutralize your stuff. Just run it. You ain't got no run game, do you? You can't stop it.
Yeah, because they can't stop it. Because the pass rushers, they don't want to deal with nobody. And Warren Sapp is a Hall of Famer. But if anybody remember Warren Sapp like I remember him, he sucked at stopping the run. They sucked at stopping the run.
And Shabazz, I don't want to make nobody mad, but you know who else was not that good at stopping the run? Defoe.
Wow. Well, hey, it is what it is.
So it's interesting. Some guys who are good at putting pressure on the quarterback, for some reason, that doesn't mean they're going to be able to stop the run for you. And then you look at Eric Armstead, he's a beast against the run, but he ain't all that fantastic when it comes to the pass rush.
He ain't really against the pass, but he's good at the run. But Nick is good at both now.
I know, but most is
and pass rush.
That's the elite. And Shabazz, you know how Nick talks in the press conferences? Can you imagine Nick at the Hall of Fame? And I'm sure he's going to the Hall. Can you imagine Nick trying to make a speech at the Hall of Fame? Nick Bosa has just been inducted at the Hall of Fame. He comes out there, he's still the same Nick. I guess I really appreciate this, and that's pretty much all I got to say. I love Nick.
And the other night, when you clicked onto me the other night, show my phone, the call dropped right when you said my name. I'm like, Ronbo, the call dropped.
Shucks. I was kind too, because we was looking for you. Because I didn't know if you didn't have any reception or what. Yeah.
The call drop. And shout out to you for what you do, Ronbo.
Thanks, boss.
Shout out to production. It's the first weekend I'm not going to be on the road. I'm burned out. I've been to the last 5 games. I'm going to work this weekend, and I'm not going to the game this weekend.
Well, you can watch it later, or watch it during wherever you go be. So yeah.
No. I'll be off. I don't work till late in the evening, but I'm gonna watch the game on TV like everybody else for once, and just get a chance to relax. And I think we can beat them. Like you said, they're not gonna play Kyler. They're not stupid.
I don't believe they are either. I can't imagine that. If he can't run, he's vulnerable to some serious injury. Why would you? Oh, I don't believe they're going to make him play. If he does, okay. Told y'all. All right, Shabazz. Good to hear you, family. You sound like you're still a little hoarse from hollering at that game, ain't you?
Man, I was screaming at the top of my lungs. We took that city over. We did the dang thing in Chicago, man.
Should have went to restaurants complaining. How come y'all ain't got no sourdough French up in here? Shabazz, I'll see you Friday if you got some time and feeling like you want to hoop and holler. All right?
All right, I'll see you Friday, man.
All right, fam. Night.
All right.
And Clarence Molina says Deshaun, yes, he can run. Run nine. What's that? 9 routes. 9 take top off D. Deshaun. Yeah, he's a full package, but he does. What's really his best weapon is the fact that he will send people into a panic as soon as he zips off that line of scrimmage. And it is time for the doctor, Papa Dragon, Papa D.
Hey, shout out. What's up, man?
But man, sitting here enjoying the fact that we got people coming in and the Cardinals got people going out. You know what I'm saying? This is the way it works, the ebb and flow of the NFL. You got all your weapons. Cardinals just beating everybody to death. Now all of a sudden everybody's leaving. I don't want to laugh. It's bad luck, ain't it? I take that back.
Too late. It's out there. It's out there. Once it's out there in the real world, what's out there on social media is out there forever.
You know, but the thing is, it's real, though, because they had everybody. Man, we limping around. 5 and 6 people gone, and everybody else who's not. I mean, it's terrible. Now they look at them now. JJ tore his body to pieces. Well, D-Hop's got leg problems as usual. Tyler's nursing his little broken up body. Lost one of the tight ends. You know, it's just crazy. So, what do you think?
You're only as good as your backup quarterback. I mean, that's proven. I mean, New York Giants won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback.
Hey, what's the name of Cardinals backup? Colt what? McCoy.
Colt McCoy. Yeah. Now Colt McCoy can play, and he's a veteran. But let's make no mistake about it. Kyler Murray makes that offense go.
Yeah, because they go.
That offense came from college with Kyler Murray.
Colt can't run away.
No, you can't. That offense, it works 2 ways. It either works with Kyler Murray running around, or it works with a bunch of people to throw the ball to. So losing AJ Green is big. Hopkins,
I forgot about it. I meant to mention him.
Yeah, he's got COVID. Hopkins is got some bad wheels right now, and he's gonna wind up injuring himself for the season if he don't sit down somewhere.
I mean, the dude's checking himself in the game, and coach didn't even see him. I'd call timeout. Hey, whoa, time. D, get your booty back over here. You go out there and get hurt. I ain't got you for the playoffs or anything else. Come on, man.
You gotta hide the helmet. Take
his shoes.
Where's my helmet? Where's my helmet, dog?
Oh, you're right. You can't play without a helmet.
Who's got my
helmet? Because he might try to play without
Exactly.
shoes. Yeah.
No, there's some players you'd have to hide the helmet. Apparently he's one of those players. So, moving forward, it is what it is. Like I said, the strength of this team was always going to be its depth and the fact that they had 2 quarterbacks. The only other team that I think has that luxury right now, I believe, is Dallas.
What's his name?
I think Dallas is.
What's that guy's name?
Rush.
Yeah, he did a pretty good game.
Oh yeah, I put him on my fantasy football team.
Oh, he is that good. Okay.
No, he was good. So,
Because I
it's
knew who he
one of
was.
those. hmm I think that the Saints got some quarterback depth, and I think that's about it, really. I think if any of the big shots go down, you're bringing somebody on the field who's experienced
You don't like
or doesn't
Geno?
have a lot of talent.
Well, you don't like Geno?
No, no, Geno is. I I don't know about Geno, man. I mean, when you sitting around talking about I'm the best backup in the league, I'm like, man, come on, really?
I would have never said that. How
That's your
embarrassing!
that's your slogan. I'm the best backup in the league. Nah, Geno is, Geno's Geno. So whatever the case is, they got Russ coming back, so they'll be all right. But
Yeah.
as far as the 49ers go, I think the important thing right now is just, I don't care who you bring in here. You just they have blocked. They have played one game where they have played well on the offensive line, and that was against Chicago. And that is that's without Khalil Mack, and that is a subpar team. So people can't get ahead of themselves yet. Jimmy's only done it one time, and Lord knows how long. Jimmy has to keep doing it. He has to play better. I mean, he almost got benched. I mean, Kyle had to put him in his place. He's flat out told him. He goes, look, this is easy shit. Can you do this or not? It's like, damn.
Somebody else called Bethel was talking about that earlier.
No, that's my understanding. That's what was actually said. This is easy shit. Can you do this or not? And he had all day to throw the ball, so he just has to deliver the ball, play with confidence. He's just got to play like he has to play to win. He just does, and he's got to do it on the field. He does that, we'll be straight. But if he continues to be inconsistent like he's always been, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo has been consistently inconsistent. It's just that simple, So if he can play like a veteran, he'd be all right.
You heard what he said, though, right?
Yeah, I heard what he said, but you know what?
I was amused. When did you start talking like that, Jimmy?
I'm very amused because you have to look at the recent history. Recent history is, guess what? We haven't won a home game in I don't know how long.
Yeah, 2 years.
That's recent history.
We didn't win one last year. Haven't won one this year. We're 8 weeks into the season. Yeah.
Since he's been to the Super Bowl, he hasn't done jack. And the 49ers have taken too long to bring in competition. I never said replace him. I said bring him some competition in. But they still did the same old crap. Even when Trey Lance came in, it wasn't a competition. Make him compete for the job. Don't make Trey Lance have to take it. Let him compete. Bring people in it. That's what Bill Walsh did. He brought people in to compete. Oh yeah, this guy's gonna try to take your job. So I'll see what happens. So, you have to pick a quarterback, and they've picked their quarterback, and that's fine and dandy. But it's not like Jimmy G's earned it. He hasn't. And this whole 2019 crap, that's not how you play in the NFL. Every year's different circumstances.
Yeah, but the problem is if Trey knew the offense to the degree and the level Jimmy did, there really would be a competition. But as it is, yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you bring in competition. If you're rebuilding your quarterback room, you don't get Sudfeld. Go get somebody else that can come and compete.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. You bring a rookie in and you bring in a veteran. And okay, guys, we're competing. And that is how you get the best out of players. What they did is that's not how you do it. I'll give you another example. When they drafted Banks, they came out of college. He came out as a left guard. Well, guess what you should do? What you do is you take the rookie and say, okay, you're left guard. Tomlinson, you're moving to the right side. Okay.
And see what he looks
now,
like. Yeah,
because even. Well, he's a veteran. He's a veteran player.
No, I mean,
he knows
all
the other stuff that's what I'm saying. Well, him learning a new position at the pro level is kind of hard. That's pretty hard. That's not easy. Just because you're a second round pick doesn't mean you walk right in unless it's the position you've been playing.
He's proven it too. I mean, I hope Shabazz, you always get good stuff, but we're out of time.
Hey, I'm telling you, there's mistakes made. That's all I'm saying.
And
can they overcome these mistakes? We'll find out.
I just called you Shabazz. I want to apologize. You're the doctor. There's a difference.
Yeah, I'm cursing you right now on Twitter. You're just tired and hungry. I already know your sugar's low. Your sugar's low.
Right?
Go get something to eat, Ronbo.
All right. All right, man.
All right, man.
See you Friday. Yeah.
All right, man. Later,
there
guys.
There goes. George.
Yo, Rambo.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm told. No, George, no audio.
Hey there, I am Annie Murphy, and this is a story about how I became a sexy attack.
George, use device. Yeah, use device audio, because otherwise. Okay, it's
Can you hear
confusing.
me? Can you hear me?
George, I can hear you. You know what? George, where are you calling from? Because you're using your regular phone. I mean, you're calling the wrong number. Well, I'm sorry. This is very confusing. George, hold on a second, George.
Okay.
George, yeah, you switched to device audio because that's costing you now. I'm trying to avoid that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You see that option on your phone? Yeah, then whenever you zoom in, be careful because otherwise you'll get charged. Go to device audio, all right? Otherwise, it routes through the wrong place and they send you this crazy bill. All right. All right. Hey, George, call back. Use device audio and call back. All right, because I don't want you paying for this. All right. All right. There he goes. He got it. All right. All right. Okay. You got it right now. All right, George, come on in, George.
All right. That's me?
Yeah. George. Come on in, fam.
What's up, Rambo?
I mean, we're feeling good about the fact that the 49ers got some people coming back out there to play. It's hard to do without people like George Kittle. As you know, Robbie Gould, that kicker we just had, was frightening, of course. Jeffrey Wilson Jr., I don't know if he's going to play this weekend, but it'd be nice if we could get him in there so we don't have overworking Elijah Mitchell. He's just a kid. He just got in the NFL. You don't want to run him 18, 19, 20 times a game. He's coming up hurt every week. So, and between Deshaun Watson and Odell Beckham Jr., both of them are going to be unemployed soon. Deshaun's already unemployed. Which would you rather have?
Oh, man. I would say Odell Beckham because he can run more routes. He can do more team sweeps. He can run more routes. He can stay in the same zone like Debo, Brandon Ayuk. Deshaun Jackson, I like him, but he just goes deep. He just goes deep.
That's all he used it for. And George, you mentioned that all the OBJ's skills. He can throw passes too, which I've seen him do. I was shocked.
Hey, we can always use another quarterback.
You can't get enough. Hey, you know what's so funny? Because actually, Juice can throw the ball too. Mohamed Sanu can spin it. I mean, hilarious.
When you really think about it, we got a lot of talent on our offense. I mean, from just the only really the weak link of our offense is really the guards, and our right tackle, and the way Moore played the other day, he might be one we might think about considering moving him at right tackle.
I know Jalen, he held his own. Did you see him dealing with DeForest Buckner? Nobody talks about that, but he was doing a good job on Defo.
You never heard his name brought up, so that means he's doing a good job.
Right? Because you hear Michael Lynch's game a lot, but you didn't hear nothing about Jalen all day long. You're right.
No, and and that's what you look for in a lineman. If you don't hear about him, that means he did a good job. You hear about him, that means he had a penalty, somebody pancaked him, or we're not moving the ball. We were moving the ball. So that second half, it was probably next to having my son, it was probably the best feeling because that first half was horrible.
It was.
I felt oh my God.
Tearing up the middle of the field, but can't get into the end zone, can't kick a field goal. We're just out here. Yeah. Okay. Y'all need to be more than just out here.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't know what to do, but I think that we finally found a formula. I think that that push, when they pushed that goal line run in, I think for the fans and for the team, it was something special.
Yeah. I mean, that was crazy.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Even Jimmy got in it.
I know he put a finger in there. Jimmy, get out the way. And I said, look at they got him in though. I thought the ref was gonna blow the whistle.
He was the final push. He was the final push.
Oh.
It was fantastic. Now, I'm in Arizona. I live in Arizona, so we about to play the Cardinals this week.
Oh.
So I've been getting a lot of flack from family and friends. So it's going down this week in the city.
And you know what though? The Cardinals got him feeling like we did a few weeks ago, because you can't have. You got D-Hop nursing a bad leg. You got AJ Green. They got all these primetime players. You got AJ is on COVID protocol. You got Kyler Murray. There's something wrong with his wheels. George, if Kyler Murray can't run and you put him out there, if I was his mama, I would call and say, "Don't you put him out there. He can't get away from them big dudes." So
Man. Oh man.
JJ Watt's out of here.
What do you think about that new pass rusher they added? We added here on our team. Charles.
What's his name? I like him. I watched the film breakdown on him. Aponte did a film breakdown on him. I said, look at that dude. He's an animal. He's violent.
Okay.
I think he works next to Nick because he creates, you have to pay attention. He's got decent hands. He knows how to get real skinny and get through that. But the boy is, let Kasurik work with him, George. I think we got something there.
I think so.
I really do.
That sounds good to hear because Nick needs some help. I mean, he's been getting triple team, double team. I mean, Nick, and he's still been balling out to me. But Nick needs some help.
Nick, you can only hope to contain him. But offensive lines don't respect our defensive line outright. Just like you say, doubling, tripling, teaming Nick. Where do you guys get all these people? Who's taking care of the rest of the line? Nobody. God.
Yeah, man. I love it. And the defense is getting a little better. They're starting to play a little bit better. So I like where it's going. The defensive backs are playing. I hate that we lost Tart, but Talafumanga, he did good. He did good. And Tavon Wilson did good as well.
Yeah, they're going to, that defense, I got a feeling they're going to figure it out. Remember last year, George, we were ass, and all of a sudden, they start doing things a little unconventional, a little different, and all of a sudden, we became one of the top defenses in the NFL last year, as bad as we were.
Yep. And I think that as the season gets on, he's going to start blitzing. The reason why he's not blitzing now because he knows that the cornerbacks are not that good and they can't hold up. So he doesn't want to blitz a lot, so he has a lot more protection as far as coverage. But I think as the season goes on, once the defensive backs get a little bit more comfortable, like you mentioned, Josh Norman, he hasn't played in a lot. He's not familiar with the system really. He's getting better and better each week. Those pass interferences are going down, so I think he's going to increase the blitzes a little bit. Once he gets the groove with the defensive backs, get them going, and I think we're going to see a lot more blitzing against, especially the Rams going later in the season. I don't think he showed everything just quite yet.
You saw K1, right? K1 came. K1 is powerful to be as little as he is. He knocked the bejesus out of that dude on that tackle. Look at K1. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. God, K1.
Man. Yeah, number 24. He can play a lot of things. Cornerback, outside, inside, safety, possibly. He's
underpaid.
Lot, man.
Most underrated corner in the league, or most DB, should I say DB in the league.
Let's keep that a secret right now. We got a lot of people to pay.
I know, right? I want to keep him. He's on a 1-year contract, George.
Yeah. We got to keep him. We got to keep him, man.
And you know who don't want to see nobody? Cooper Kupp wants nothing to do with the Shark, and neither does Tyler Lockett. I always ask, whenever we play the Rams and the Hawks, hey, where's Cooper Kupp? Hey, man, hey, third quarter. Hey, Tyler Lockett, what's up with him? Is he not playing?
Oh, man. Oh.
Maybe again this year. Hey, George, appreciate you getting in here, man. Remember, as you come in, device audio.
All right, thank you. All right,
See you Friday.
Ronbo. Absolutely.
All right, fam. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks, fam. And who we got here? We got. You done? Well, fam, it's like. Wait a minute. See. It's like Dr. Papa D. I'm gonna go get something to eat. You know, I don't know. It's so funny as you sit here talking. I didn't know you could actually. Ram says Kupp is king this year. Listen, Ram fans. Let me tell you one thing. Cooper Kupp has been like this each and every year. Every time K1 checks into town, or he checks in, first thing K1 does is call him. Yeah, how you doing, man? Who's this? K1, man. Oh, no. Why are you calling me? I'm just letting you know. Don't plan. I'm going to tell you what, you want to have dinner? Because the friendliest you go check me out is over a meal and some wine. If the game starts, your ass is mine. See what I did there? You didn't know where I was going with that, did you? Swish. Tyler Lockett, don't be laughing. You're the same thing. When the shark swims in the waters of... You guys are the first thing he goes after. Yeah. Fam, I'll tell you what, I'm going to see you Friday. Bring them scores. Yes, we got some work to do. I got work to do. Anyway, fam, have a great... Fam, thanks for the contributions tonight. Always appreciate it. And you know this. Later!